second, third base. Tony, Charlie, chase behind home plate. L brothers, right, left, and center field. Pete Jones, shortstop with the skill.
Next up,
Casanova popped the block. Theodore made the catch every time, both sides.
bottom of the first.
Kenny Ken on the mound. Wild Soccer beat the Subway Series uptown.
Bases loaded.
Here's the one pitch. Boom, grand slam, home run with kid.
Holy
Sasquatch,
cow.
Superman, Cyclops sounds. Made everybody wanna come and get down. Hip hop is here to stay. Everybody whooping this like this. Let me hear you
If
say.
you're listening to me, share to everybody. Share it right now. We're gonna have a soiree today. Share it. Rock's not here, so guess what? The animals are free, and we are here to play. Share.
Coca Clark Kent, JC and Timmy Tim. Beverly Smiley, sweet and sour, y'all remember them? Lady B, Sparky, Wanda, Debbie D, ST and the Infinity Machine. Jazzy J and other DJs came to play. The Love Bug, Busy B, and AJ. Young ladies, Mercedes, there from the start. B-boys and girls, stick up kids in the yard. Flowers, the disco twins in the other part. Cool D, Star Child, play from the heart. Crash through the Death Committee and the Mastodon. Chiba Holiday in Hollywood after dark. Zulu Nation rolling deep, representing hard. The PALT Connection Ecstasy Garage. Hip hop is here to stay. Everybody pump your fists like this. Let me hear you say. Wise, provided backfire, electricity to satisfy your desire. Trailblazers higher, names on fire. Salute the band Dipwhite and Buddy Esquire. Harlem World, Armstrong, the Richie D promoted. The early days of real hip hop employment. Cold plus fantastic, furious called it. Funky for a plus one more, you can't ignore it. Treacherous, spoony, fearless for hits. Cosmic, so sonic, took it out of orbit. Slick Rick and Dougie gave us the show we wanted. MC spitting like water out the faucet. Five girls, five guys, and 5 games for it. Classic hip hop, I'm so glad we recorded. Hip hop is here to stay. Everybody pump your fists like this and let me hear you say.
Experience the greatest musical event in mankind's existence. A line of events in a game with players named that shaped the world over, touching every culture, bringing in a new way of thinking. Peace, unity, love, and having fun.
Pitched the ball, Hurt swung the bat. Mario made the catch and Bam threw it back. Flash breakout of Barrett, first, second, third base. Tony, Charlie, chase behind home plate. L brothers, right, left, and center field. Pete Jones, shortstop with the skill.
Next up,
Casanova popped the block. Theodore made the catch every time, both sides.
bottom of the first.
Kenny Ken on the mound. Wild Soccer beat the Subway Series uptown.
Bases loaded.
Here's the one pitch. Boom, grand slam, home run with kid.
Holy
Sasquatch,
cow.
Superman, Cyclops sounds. Made everybody wanna come and get down. Hip hop is here to stay. Everybody Jay's game to play. The love bug, Busy B and AJ. Young ladies, Mercedes, there from the start. Big boys and girls, stick up kids in the yard. Flowers, traditional twins in the other part. Cool D, star child, play from the heart. Crash through the death committee and the Mastodon. Chiba Holiday in Hollywood after dark. Zulu Nation rolling deep, representing hard. The PALT connection, ecstasy garage. Hip hop is here to stay. Everybody pump your fists like this and let me hear you say. Provided that fire, electricity to satisfy your desire. Trailblazers higher, names on flyer. Salute the band Dipwhite and Buddy Esquire. Harlem World, Armstrong, the Richie G promoted. The early days of real hip hop and won it. Cold, fantastic, furious, called it. Funky for a +1 more, you can't ignore it. Treacherous, spoony, fearless for hits. Cosmic, so sonic, took it out of orbit. Slick Rick and Dougie gave us the show we wanted. MC spitting like water out the faucet. 5 girls, 5 guys, and 5 games for it. Classic hip hop, I'm so glad we were.
And now, the most talked about music in New York City's history. Introducing Play Ball.
Smokey pitched the ball, Hurt swung the bat. Mario made the catch and Bam threw it back. Flash breakout of Barrett, first, second.
Now, the most talked about music in New York City's history. Introducing Play Ball.
Smokey pitched the ball, Hurt swung the bat. Mario made the catch and Bam threw it back. Flash breakout of Barrett, first, second, third base. Tony, Charlie chase behind home
Go
plate.
team.
L brothers, right, left, assistant team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we
I
go.
don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm not wearing my headphones.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's good, because you know why, right?
Yes. You don't want to mess up that beautiful crown.
It's my birthday. Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so welcome to The Real Discussion with Rock Logic, Gary D.
Wait,
Robin,
hold on.
and
Hold on. Can we switch the cameras? I want to
switch the
talk about
camera
CO.
because we got Rock's not here, but Rock is here. Okay, Rock is here.
This is
He is here.
He's always going to be
He
with
is here.
us.
Rock is here today.
This is the CEO of
Yes,
the discussion.
he
the Real
is
discussion
here.
with Rock Logic. Well, so what do you want us to do today? We want you to record us. Oh, really? And do what? We want you to give Robin a good happy birthday. Okay, brother, you got it.
All right, and we have a special host today.
Yes, sir.
Our friend Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff LaFleur. Now, Jeff, do you have like a nickname, like a DJ name, like, something cool?
No, everything is nasty and
Big, nasty, sexy. Go
So-
ahead.
everybody knows me as Daddy.
There you go, Daddy. Ow,
Daddy.
ow, ow.
So
Robin
for
likes
whatever
the
reason,
nasty
you don't get-
conversation.
That dude.
But if you start me, I won't stop.
There you go. Oh,
I'm like a broken transmission.
Well, it's gonna be a good show today,
Oh,
then.
shit, this
Woo! So,
Oh, yeah.
all right. So Jeff, hold on, Jeff. So you have your own show.
Yes, I do.
Let's talk about it. What is your show?
Well, my show is also on Boardwalk Global Media, everyone.
Woo,
Yes,
give us
sir.
some claps.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
My wonderful mentor, Rock Logic, pushed me on to this podcast game. And I have a podcast called Prospectively Yours. It's on Sundays, usually at 6 p.m. But I also drop some videos in between. And yeah. That's
All
where I
right.
am.
There you go. That's Jeff. So Jeff is here because he's out of commission right now.
No, he's not. Rock is
No,
Wait,
the
wait.
real MC Sticky.
Oh, MC
All right,
Sticky, he's
that's
stuck at
Rock
home.
Logic. MC Sticky.
This is my man right
MC
here.
Sticky is now watching the show from his home.
Yeah, he got-
Hi, MC Sticky.
Yeah.
You're missing my birthday, but that's okay. That's okay.
He's all right. He's here in spirit.
Yes.
I'm sure he's resting. All right, with his socks on his feet, his balls in his hand.
He's in the chat, guys. So
And I'm
everybody
drinking
just say hi. Say hi to
He's
Rock,
on.
MC Sticky.
Hey, what up, what
He's
up,
in
what
the
up?
building.
So-
Who do we have here? Who do we have? Let's start with who's visiting us today.
Let me go look and see. Hold on.
We have a Carlos L.
Carlos.
Carlito.
Carlos says happy birthday.
Thank you, Carlos.
We have a Pharrell Mungo.
Oh, Pharaoh
Pharaoh.
Mongo.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, Pharaoh.
And
We
we
have
have
a
my,
Hillary.
Hey, Hillary.
Yeah, that's my cousin. She's here.
Thank you for joining me on my birthday, guys.
Yes, everyone says happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yes.
So, our beautiful Robin is 32 today, guys.
Yeah, 32 plus 20.
We don't do ad, we do subtraction.
Well, if you look at my shirt,
Right.
my shirt, it says Vintage Vagina.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yes.
Here we go.
Vagina.
It's
Vintage vagina,
starting
guys.
fast.
It's happening. Yes. It's all about Lillian Lace right now. Lillian Lace.
Let them know, what does vintage vagina mean?
So, vintage vagina was a concept that I came up with before my 50th birthday, which was not long ago.
Okay.
And I thought about it. I said, I'm aging, but I'm aging like wine.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, you know what's vintage? A good bottle of wine. And why can't my vagina be
shit.
that precious? Where that's right. That's right. And it's another way of saying old bitch. That's it.
Esa loca,
But you know
dale
what?
huevo.
Vintage vagina, it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Vintage vagina. I love it. Because you know what? Wine does get better with time.
Yes, it does.
And if you know how to drink wine, you don't drink wine, you savor it.
Ah, yes.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question,
Right.
Robin. Have you ever savored it and saved it, or does it last long enough to? How would you say it gets better with time? Do
Yeah.
you ever give it time?
Oh, it's had time. Well, I've been sitting on. Yeah, I've been
Now, see,
sitting on some.
First of all, you're talking about the vagina. I'm
No,
talking about
no,
the wine.
it's in an oak cask. You know how they put in an oak cask and they
Okay.
put it on the wall, they put it on the shelf, and they just let it sit.
Okay.
That's where I'm at right
Well,
now.
you know what? This is a lady who knows her vagina, because that was going to be my next question. Because I went to wine tasting a lot, and there's a oak barrel wine, and there's a wine that's done like in a aluminum thing.
Yes,
right?
aluminum
Okay.
cask.
So she knows what she's talking about, all right?
That's
So
right.
this is not no run-of-the-mill vagina.
I know my wine,
You're not-
and
you're
I
not-
know my vagina.
That's it. This ain't no.
That's
the world
right.
is yours.
That's it.
This ain't no $20 Sauvignon. From,
That's right.
All right.
So let me tell you how I spend my day.
Yes,
All right,
yes, do.
So I spend my day working. I work today. And we were at a meeting and I, let it out. I didn't even tell my kids, like, usually I like to remind them that it's my birthday,
Okay.
But I was like, you know what, not today. Let's see what they do.
Okay.
Wow.
So I waited, and my daughter came out the room, and she's like, "Happy birthday!" She was like, "Happy birthday!" And then she went in the bathroom and closed the door. I was like, "Well, it's fine with me,
Okay.
because she is ice grill, bro. So anything you could get from her is great."
Okay.
And then my daughter and grandson called me and saying happy birthday, and I thought that was sweet. I
that's a
love my
good thing.
kids,
That's a
even
good
though
thing.
we're all
wonderful.
bitches, but I love them.
We're all
Wow.
bitches.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Hey.
Yeah, and they know it, and I love them. So
They know
I
it.
worked. Then I went outside. Actually, matter of fact, I had someone come into my home because now that my daughter's, in her own place,
Okay.
I'm cleaning my house. So I mop my floor.
Okay.
And I'm moving around my couch. Then a guy came, and I didn't know they do this.
Huh.
They repaint your tub. So he came
they
and
do that.
he
They do
did
that
some kind of like magic, like repainting of my tub.
I need that.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh. So I left everything up. I was like, the paper's still up. I'm gonna let this mess dry.
You know what? So you got
20 years I've been waiting for this.
You got to know who that is.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Let me find out. Oh, I have the receipt, so I'll tell you.
Is that the end of the story?
No.
All right.
And then I watched a little bit of Kwame Brown on YouTube. So that made my day. And I'll tell you who Kwame Brown is.
Before you continue, I'm sorry to cut you off, but damn, I was waiting for something else. You know, my mind is crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, the porn starts like that. You know.
That's okay.
Here we go.
That's okay.
Okay.
You know, your daughter's out, and then the guy comes in to fix whatever it is.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I thought you would have come out with
Oh,
something.
is that where you going with this?
Damn. I was seeing some kind of porno coming out
Oh,
of
you
there.
thought it was porno too?
Y'all nasty asses. I'm just saying.
I'm just going with your shirt right now.
Nah. You got the vagina in your face, and you can't think of anything else. I see.
Wow. Did she see? Yo, Rock, you see what she said, Rock?
Yeah, see, I heard what she said.
CEO, can she talk right now?
Wait, let him talk.
Yeah, I heard she said she was talking right now. She's talking about vagina and stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. When's his birthday?
That's rock.
What did he
Give him some claps. That's rock. Give him some claps.
Hold on. What did you say? He's thinking about giving everybody some big antique money for being so good. Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Right.
We appreciate you.
Rob.
Man, I ain't say that shit. I ain't say that shit. You better shut up, Rocky. Shut up, Rocky.
Yes. So anyway,
Out there
so
on your head, Rock.
I'm doing some things around the house, and I'm really feeling happy about it because having my own place to myself again really makes me feel good.
That's good. Yeah.
So
The
to
silence.
clean and listen to Kwame Brown. We'll get into him later, but
Yes,
first,
definitely.
let's talk about what's going on with you guys. How was your week?
My week was awesome. I mean, I was work, a lot of things going on. We're doing the music. The studio's coming out real good though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we working. That's coming out good. And Rock's coming out with some ideas, and we're really doing some stuff.
Oh, really?
So everything's coming out pretty good. Last night,
Yeah.
I went out on a real special date.
So you went on a date
This
yesterday?
beautiful young lady.
Oh.
Yes. Now, change your minds, guys. It was my beautiful daughter, Samara.
Oh, that's great.
Shout
That's
out
so
to my daughter.
wonderful.
We went to the hip hop music awards.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, the hip hop. They have a hip hop music awards.
It was.
Hip Hop Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Oh, let's talk about it.
It was awesome. We had quite a few people were there for the Adeles. What's his name?
Oh my God.
I mean, he stole the show at the end.
Gary?
No, not me.
Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Not me.
Gary stole the show, Gary.
So wait, Gary. I know that I watched The Conversation with Al Pizarro.
Yes.
And in that show, I heard him talking about, getting tickets for this, hip hop.
Yeah.
That was it.
So talk about it. What happened?
So basically, it was for the 2019 Hip Hop Boulevard Awards. Unfortunately, last year because of COVID,
Yeah.
we couldn't do it.
Okay.
So this year, this is the first event of a couple to be able to give out the award recipients
Okay.
from 2019.
Oh, wow.
One of the award recipients was I want to say it was the Bronx Borough President.
Oh, Ruben. Is his name Ruben Diaz?
Ruben Diaz. Yes, he was there. Ruben Diaz.
He's sexy.
Look
He
at
came
you.
here on this.
He's sexy. It's my birthday. I want to say whatever I
She
want.
wants to say whatever she
girl.
wants.
You go, girl.
Go ahead.
Fat Joe was supposed to come out, but
No, they had a groundbreaking ceremony that day.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get now. Fat Joe was supposed to come out, but earlier there was the Universal Hip Hop Museum groundbreaking ceremony.
Right, I saw
which
that.
Actually, I was supposed to be at, and I missed.
How was that?
I thought it was I actually thought it was today, not yesterday.
Oh, damn, you a day late, bro.
So I was a day.
Not as bad.
So one of my friends is like, "Aren't you going to be here?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm with Rocky and LG.
See, this is where you should have called me, and I would have came in your place, bro.
I was like, wait.
Teamwork does not exist for us.
You know, but I'm gonna tell you something. It was nice.
But
'cause we also had
What?
The Crash Crew.
The Crash Crew?
Reggie, yeah, Mike C was there.
Yes.
Wow.
And Reggie did his thing on the mic. It was
Reggie
cool.
Reg.
Yeah, he was doing his thing. We had a special shout out to the Mercedes ladies.
Yeah, Gail.
Wow.
Gail Grant. She's from the Mercedes Ladies. One of the original female hip hop DJs.
Nice.
From
Yeah,
back in the
it was
day.
nice. She was performing. She was rapping.
Who else we had there? Tuffy.
Oh yeah, Tuffy was there. Yeah.
Now-
Tuffy from Video Music Box.
Well, wasn't Tuffy also on MTV too at one point, or no?
Yeah, for a little bit. But the thing about him is me, him, and Rock grew up together.
Really?
So we grew up. So as I walked in, I hear a special shout out. Just talking about Sam. I was like, whoa. And it was much love. We had pictures.
Oh,
It
that's
was
so
much
great.
love.
I want
It
to
was
see
nice.
some pictures.
Yeah,
Next,
you know-
for the next show, put some pictures up.
Yeah. There were tons of pictures. So
Hold on, guys. Tona Courtney
Tona,
says,
Tona.
Happy birthday. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you, Tona. Tona. Thank you.
See, Callie's and Al's. With the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards yesterday, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
We have tons of pictures.
Okay.
A lot of old school artists showed up.
Okay.
Very big shout out to Big Jeff who hosted.
Oh yeah, he did.
Who's
he
Big
did.
Jeff now?
Jeff,
job.
so
Great
Jeff,
job.
let me tell you,
They're not talking about me, people. They're not
No,
talking about
not this Jeff.
another bitch.
his name is.
Although that's say rock right here. But,
No, that's Jeff.
right.
So Big Jeff is someone that his name is Jeffrey Boyd, but in the industry he's either known as Big Jeff or Zulu Jeff. There's some people in the music industry that say, oh, they know a lot of people.
Oh, he's the plug.
Jeff is if you need Snoop Dogg, a Dr. Dre, Jeff is like, all right, so he's like, I'll call up Snoop. How much Snoop? How much
Oh,
are
he's
you?
the plug.
Like that's Jeff. Jeff knows everybody.
Okay, well, it's
Like,
good to
on some
know.
real stuff. But he's the most humble. As you know, in the industry, some people they get a little fame,
Right?
and they get their attitude, ego. You can't touch them. Jeff is not that dude.
I like that.
Jeff is the humblest guy, very down to earth, very, very, very spiritual guy. He don't even brag about what he does.
Okay.
You understand? So he's a very...
He just about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. Keep the camera on Gary.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here we
Thank you,
go.
Gary.
Yeah,
Gary, you are kind of moist right now.
Oh, Jesus.
You're sweating. I don't know what's going on with you, Gary.
Where's that time?
Gary with the moist
You're
thing
a little
again.
moist, Gary. What's going
They
on?
got you moist again, Gary.
Yeah, you're a little moist. What's happening? Why are you sweating, Gary?
Is it the lights?
Gary is sweating again, guys. I don't know why. Where's your towel?
It's hot outside.
Oh, okay. You better take that off.
I want to give a special shout out to Al Pizarro.
Yes.
He this was very professional. I'm talking. He went all out. It was on the outside. We had special tables.
Was that his event?
It was
or?
his event. It was his event. He did a wonderful job.
Wow.
I don't know Al Pizarro. I know the name, but I don't know who
Oh, Al, let me
he's-
tell you something.
Go ahead.
Al is also another very humble guy. Al, as Tuffy said last night, when it came to records in our era,
Right.
Al was the one that made those happen. He was the one that broke a lot of artists
Oh, cool.
in the clubs.
Oh, nice.
He was the one that really started the whole record pools.
Oh.
Back in the days, he had a record pool called VIP Record Pool, and they serviced everybody. Al, I mean, I've known him about 35 years. He has made a lot of artists platinum.
Nice.
You know, when Death Row was getting big and they came over the East Coast, they came to Al.
Also, like Ice Cube.
Like when they needed a street team.
Oh, okay.
So when they need, because Al was the one that started the whole street team stuff.
Oh, he did.
There's a lot of executives in the industry that have gotten bonuses
Wow.
because of the work Al did.
Really?
And Al is another very humble guy. I mean, you know, he has he has.
Wait, MC Sticky says something. What
Well,
does MC
what
Sticky
he
He
say?
said, Big Jeff Boy is the man. Pudding.
Oh, he's calling Gary Pudding. Gary, you looking like Pudding right now out in these streets. You looking like Pudding in these streets. What else is? Oh, there's Mariana Dundas. Mariana Dundas.
She said, moist. Here we go
There we
again.
go, boys. And then MC Sticky says,
Yeah, Al Pizarro has a show called The Conversation on.
a Boardwalk Global Media.
Don't forget that. That's right. Forgot about
Yes.
that. You have to mix it
On
up.
every Sunday, every other
Every
Sunday.
other Sunday.
Every other Sunday. So the next show is May 30th.
Yes, that's right. So catch it, everyone. Catch it.
Wonderful.
Boardwalk Global Media.
That's right.
We are doing it big time.
Yeah.
Al.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So okay.
So yeah, Al, he's gotten tons of platinum and gold records for his work and stuff like that. So he's helped made a lot of stars.
That is fantastic.
Again, very, very humble guy.
He's a very nice guy.
And Tuffy, he went up on stage yesterday and gave Al his props. He's like,
I wonder what he's been doing with like Tuffy. You know what?
Tuffy's doing his thing though. He's
No,
still
you know, in the media, once you like fade out of
Yeah.
the spotlight, you know, it's kind of like you disappear, which is kind of a shame.
I think to the public you disappear.
Yeah,
but
that's
a lot
true.
of them are definitely the responsible ones. I feel if you are doing it, they're in the background. Hopefully, grooming the young ones, grooming
Right.
the next
Well,
generation.
he did do some stuff for certain people. He brought them in and he put them in acting and stuff like
Oh,
that.
did he now?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
cool.
Puffy's very humble.
I love that.
He's a wonderful
That's
person.
fantastic. All right, so guys, what is the hot topic for you this week? Anything that catches your eye? I gave Jeff something earlier. I don't know if you looked at the link,
I
Jeff.
did look at a couple of links.
before we go into that, I want to talk about the Universal Hip Hop Museum and the
Yeah.
event that happened. So first, last week, they got a $5 million donation
Nice.
from Microsoft. Microsoft also put a billboard for them in Times Square. At yesterday's groundbreaking event, the mayor came out and spoke.
Talking to the mic, Gary.
You sound like the boss right now.
You better talk it to the mic, Gary.
You sound- Pick it up, man. Pick it up. There you go.
So yesterday, at the groundbreaking event for the Universal Hip Hop Museum, the mayor came out and spoke, and also I believe it was Ruben Diaz,
Right, the Bronx
right,
president.
the Bronx Borough president. He gave Rocky another check for $4.5 million.
Good.
Not
Wow.
this Rocky. Not this Rocky. Don't get
Yeah,
it
I was
twisted.
getting ready to say
Not
Rocky.
this Rocky.
Rocky, you were out here
Not
doing
this
it,
Rocky.
Rocky.
Not this
Wow.
Rocky Balboa, and that.
Not this Rocky.
The toast to Rocky. Yes.
Yeah.
Toast.
Boardwalk Global Media.
There you go.
So Rocky Buchanan, the executive director for hip hop for Universal Hip Hop Museum, he received the big blow up check for $4.5
Wow.
Nice.
from the Bronx Borough president. So you're talking about in 2 weeks they got almost $10 million.
So I heard that they were building affordable housing on top of the museum.
Well, from my understanding, it's supposed to be part of the complex because I believe the total cost of the complex is like $120 million.
Yeah, yeah. And I think from what I understand, like older rappers, like from the foundation rappers,
Yeah.
Like Grandmaster Cash, Grandmaster Flash, they're actually allocating apartments for them for lifetime housing.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
that's something that
You have to take care of the veterans.
You do have to take care of your veterans.
Well,
You really do.
that's something that I know that with all the money that's being raised, they're looking to not only preserve the culture, but also help out the old school and the pioneers.
Gary, you are distracting me. Because you are sweating. I'm gonna get you a napkin.
Okay,
I wanna see it come down his
you
face.
are
First
distracting
of
me.
all, Rock says, thank you for telling Gary to speak into the mic. So I'm guessing this is your forte from speaking away from the mic.
This is
Okay,
thing.
I understand. All right. Vagina says, take it easy, baby.
Hey, baby.
All right.
All right, soon they're gonna be baby. Soon they're gonna be calling you Papi Chulo, and you're gonna be all over the place,
Call you
man.
everything,
You're gonna be all over there, man.
No.
My man took off his headphones. That's because it's soaking wet over there.
I'll give you a couple
We got the whole row. We got the whole row. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Get Rocky. I mean, get Gary like getting that moisture off him.
Gary's
Moist. Gary's moist.
He's unmoisting himself, y'all.
Yes. Yes.
It's just so dry.
All right, Tona, and Hillary. Hey, Hillary.
Hey, Hillary.
Hey, Hillary. Hi. Yes. What'd she say?
Gary is moist on Robin's birthday.
You know what? Dreams do come true on my birthday. Come on, Gary. You're getting moist on my birthday. That's my job. I'm supposed to get moist on my birthday.
You know what would help too, Gary? I've tried once, and don't kill me, anybody. What's that thing I forgot the name of it. It's
Mitchum?
No, it's a wipe. It's a wipe. You ladies use it to wipe themselves. It's
Summer's Eve wipes?
Summer's Eve wipes. It cuts sweating like that.
Does it now?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because one time, I was...
I want to hear this. Come on now. I want to hear this. Now, I'm interested.
I was out and about with the mother of my children, right? And then, things got sweaty. I got sweaty.
In your nether regions?
Up here in my face. Because the thing is that we were finished and I'm getting out the car. So we get in the car, we're going to see family. So I'm in here sweating profusely, right? And I'm like, damn it, I'm using a towel. I'm a big guy. I continue to perspire.
Right.
And nothing's happening. So I'm getting up there, and she just grabs one out of her pocket. She's like, try one of these.
How does she know?
She's a woman. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Hold on. Are you sure that it was Big in the car of a hot day, or was it that she was next to you and you just got hot?
You got moist, Jeff?
I don't know. I got moist.
Yes.
Let's get into this, Jeff.
So I took it and I wiped my face, right?
Jeff,
and
you got
cut
moist.
the sweat immediately.
Really?
Immediately. I walked into the
I gotta find out.
dry.
Ladies,
Dry.
if you're out there, Summer's Eve, put it
cuts-
under your armpits where you get hot.
Under the titties.
Listen.
Everywhere. It takes out sweat like that.
All right. So
Take it from a man.
No, listen. Oh wait, made for a woman, but strong
enough for a man. You damn
That's
right.
it. That's it.
You damn right.
That's it. So anyway, guys, what's been going on this week in your eyes? Say let's put it to the table. Let's put it out there. What we talking about?
Hi, Robin. You are so beautiful.
Oh, Hillary, you know I am. That's it. It's my birthday.
You shot today. Go ahead,
It's
girl.
my birthday. I
it.
made it. Wait, first of all, this is my birthday. This is my first birthday that I'm celebrating after the pandemic. The pandemic is fading away. We're not locked up anymore.
Right.
Everybody's outside,
Right.
and I'm not locked in.
Well, we're physically outside. A lot of us are going to be outside with the mental locks.
Yeah, you're right. We are trapped mentally.
Right.
Well get to that later.
But you out here on your birthday?
I'm out here.
Yeah,
I survived COVID.
That's it.
I don't have the COVID tongue either.
That's one of the topics. We're gonna get to the COVID tongue in the morning. Let's give out more shout outs. Mariana says Gary needs an ice pack on the top of his head and a bucket of ice.
You know why?
Cool
Because
him
Gary
off.
is hot.
Damn.
And she continues to say all that talk about vintage vaginas got my Gary morning.
Yes,
There you go. I think
because
that's
he's got the vagina in his face today.
Shouts out to Renee for coming into the
Hi,
chat room.
Renee.
Yay! Hey,
All right.
Renee.
Shout out.
Hi.
Big shout, wait, let me just, so Renee Mickens,
Yeah.
she gets a big shout out for the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards show yesterday because her team did an awesome job.
So what did they do?
She was the
Coordinated?
all the tickets and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
People coming in, so big shout out. Big shout
Give her
out.
some claps. Shout out to Renee.
All right, Renee. All
Shout out to
right.
Renee.
Yes, ma'am.
Give it up for Renee.
Definitely.
All right, so let's
about
talk
this
about
COVID
it.
tongue, right?
Yeah.
What is that? I
So
wanna
wait,
hear
first
this.
let me send you some. Let me do the background.
All right.
Okay.
Cool,
So Jeff is here today, covering for Rock. I'm sorry, MC Sticky.
Yeah, 'cause Rock's right here.
I'm sorry, no. He is covering for Rock Logic. MC Sticky,
He's at home.
he's at home.
Okay.
But he's also a part of the show because he's writing in.
Yes, he
so
Right.
Jeff wanted to know, how do we get down? How do we get down? And I'm like, look, this is how we do it. We bring up a topic, we talk about it, then other stuff comes up, we talk about that. There's no set plan.
Right.
But I said, listen, You want to talk about some stuff? I'll give you some stuff to talk about.
Yes.
So I gave him a link, and the link I found from a website. It was a gossip blog, but it was a link about what they call COVID tongue.
Okay.
Now, COVID tongue is a rare, I don't know, it seems to happen to black people a lot. I don't know, if you look it up, look up COVID tongue on Google,
Right.
and if you look up COVID tongue, you saw the link, Jeff?
Yeah, it's also called microglossia.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Jeff. Give yourself some claps.
All right.
I remember that. I'm old. Vintage. So apparently there is a sub I would say when you have something of a symptom of COVID, right, that affects a part of your body differently than other people. Now, there's a certain subset of people who get COVID that attacks their glands in their mouth, which makes their tongue protrude out and hang down.
Excessive swelling.
Yes, and I have never heard of this in my life, but if you go to Google and you look up COVID tongue, you will see there's some links to some people whose tongue actually comes out and hangs down, that they cannot even close their mouths. I don't even know, is that permanent?
No, it's not permanent.
Yeah.
I've had patients before. With that.
Talk about your medical background, Jeff.
Okay, well, hello everyone again. I've been a paramedic for the New York City system for about 14 years. I also teach with Rock Logic.
Give yourself some claps.
You know.
Thank you.
There you go.
So I have had my fair share of New York City human beings,
That's it.
and I've definitely had patients like that. I've had a
You've
patient,
seen this before?
yeah, but not COVID tongue though.
Okay.
This is the first time I've seen it tied to COVID.
Oh.
But I've had people who had strokes. I've had people who had something called anaphylaxis, allergic
Seizure?
reaction.
Right.
And then that their tongues swell.
Really? But
And the thing is that if we don't get to their throat fast enough,
Right, they can
the
choke.
throats are closed, and
yeah.
they won't have to do invasive maneuvers.
Oh, wow.
But continuing about the COVID tongue aspect, the young lady in the article that you shared with me, she had to be fed through a tube.
Yes.
And you can only imagine how, even if, let's just say if you have a common cold and your nose is clogged and
Yeah.
stuff like that, it's terrible to even breathe, let alone trust yourself to fall asleep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have never seen anything like that. And we've been, honestly, since last year, February.
Right.
We've been, exposed to COVID, and none of these stories, this is the first time I've
Right.
actually heard this story.
Right.
So I'm not sure what's happening out here.
Well, it's 1 in 500.
Well, I mean, with
we had
COVID.
two domestic cases in the United States, and the two happen to be black people, And I think that's kind of very significant because, there's a lot of us, what is mostly, what gets people scared about COVID is we don't know how it affects everybody.
Right.
Each people has their own unique symptoms.
Yep.
Although they say it's like flu-like symptoms and
Yep.
stuff like that. But some people haven't had any, loss of taste, loss of
Like it's symptomatic.
all those symptoms. But it does affect people differently.
Yeah.
That's why they were afraid about the comorbidities. If you have asthma, obesity, or diabetes, certain things would, cause the COVID to affect you different,
Yeah, but it's not really recognized as a COVID symptom.
You know why? Because, what?
It's an adverse reaction, But also too, like let's even take that and juxtapose to the vaccine,
Yes.
right? I also do a lot of vaccine observations.
Oh,
right?
do you now? Okay.
So I'm at a lot of the vaccine sites, and I'm one of the paramedics to look over the people when you take the 15 minutes observation. And honestly, a lot of people are scared, especially with this Johnson & Johnson, right? So
First of all, they can't even handle baby powder.
right, that's another thing, right? So I'm there where they do Pfizer and Moderna, and a lot of people come in, and there's different even reactions to the vaccine.
I know.
As well,
I took it
right?
both.
So I'm also there where I'm on a site where we advertise for the Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, no.
Now, it's night and day. People come to us, you guys are giving the COVID vaccine? We're like, yeah, which one are you giving? Johnson. I don't finish the second Johnson.
Oh,
before people nope,
nope.
You know, get out of here.
No.
You know?
Don't give me that ghetto vaccine.
Right.
I don't want that ghetto stuff.
So they are opposed to it. And with good reason, you know, I guess, you know, if they have to report.
Right.
All right, when something's wrong. But honestly, when I see the reactions to the vaccine, and I'm going to say that's out here, black people, we don't react to the vaccine like that.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
The patients that come in front of me with the sweats, the seizures, or any adverse reaction to it are usually Caucasian.
Well,
right?
Okay. What about the 2-shot one, though?
This is the 2-shot one I'm talking
about. I see.
Right?
Okay.
I'm not talking about Johnson & Johnson. You know?
Wait, what's Tona Courtney saying?
Tona Courtney says, I was so sick yesterday after getting my second vaccine.
Oh, no, Tona. Yes. Well, everybody's affected differently, so also, sorry, Tona.
Right, sorry, Tona. Hope you feel better. And I work along with nurses and doctors there, too. And what we're advised is to drink a lot of water.
I see.
Drink a lot of water. So what also comes with the reactions, too, is people usually come during the morning. So what do? You just grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Right? And you come and you're expecting to have a good reaction to the vaccine.
No.
So don't just drink coffee and think it's the first thing you're going to do.
Yeah, because coffee is a diuretic.
It's a diuretic. Right, one, and it's caffeine in your system.
Yeah, it actually, it takes away the moisture.
Right.
Well, Gary. Sorry, Gary. Don't drink coffee.
We don't have one of those.
Well, maybe Gary should have coffee to take away the moisture.
Right.
Gary.
Yes, Gary.
So no, this is awesome. Like, all right, it's awesome information.
Yeah, so a lot of people what I see the reactions come from the fear.
Yeah.
Right. Not properly hydrating or eating before you take the vaccine. So that is a big cause. So anybody out there, if you haven't taken the vaccine, right, I can't legally tell you what to take, what to not take, but if you're going to take the vaccine, hydrate.
So, Jeff, have you taken the vaccine?
I have not taken the vaccine yet.
Look at that.
I have not taken the vaccine only because, although I am a paramedic for 14 years, I cannot take needles. I've started IVs blind. Okay. Right? In a moving truck at 40 miles per hour, you know, in New York City pothole streets, right? I've caught the craziest line, but let a needle come to me. It's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of needles in general.
It's been a fear of mine since 5 years old.
Really?
5 years old.
But you know what it also says? It also says that the tongue, this is after COVID-19 symptom.
Right, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but this is a symptom.
After you're done with it, then that's when you
But this is something that we're learning today after 16 months of being under wraps. Like, what else is out there that we don't know about that they want to let us know?
The different strains, different variants.
Right. I heard about the double mutant virus, the one that's the one that's in China and India right now.
I know.
Yeah, double mutant, bro. Just remember, guys, you can get the vaccine, but it's not a cure.
Yes.
It's not a cure.
Thank you.
It's supposed to just boost your antibodies until everybody has the same amount of antibodies so that they can have herd immunity. Mm-hmm. That's it. And there's people like those Yankees players who had the vaccine and caught COVID anyway. COVID is supposed... Well, the vaccine... allegedly. It's supposed to stop the most severe symptoms from killing you.
Yes.
Yeah, right? But you also have to understand something. That when it comes to taking the vaccine, there's certain things that you can't even do anymore unless you take the vaccine. Like certain places you can't travel. Like now, there's some companies who are making... before they hire, not the people that are actually working at the time, but for all the people that they're going to hire now, they have to take the vaccine before they get hired.
Yeah, but let's just say, for example, Rocky, say you're taking your friend to the hospital, right? Okay. And it's an emergency. And you had the vaccine, but the hospital says you can't come in. Now, you've been vaccinated, so you should be able to come in.
But they don't want you to.
Right. So how do they navigate through that? Like, what's the nuances with that? Because you know what? When you book a flight to anywhere outside the United States, they actually want you to like report to them that
Exactly.
you had to test 3 days before you board.
Well,
Yes.
Qantas, the largest carrier over in Australia,
Yeah.
last year, they basically said that if you're not vaccinated, you're not coming on our plane.
But how do they know?
Well,
You have a card now.
apparently now there's a digital app or what have you that can show that you've been vaccinated.
Okay.
So
Is that like so? Question: is that a violation of your privacy in a way?
well, some people
I
say,
kinda say
some
that
people-
it
well,
is.
I mean, like, look, I think that with this whole vaccine stuff, like they're gonna, and actually, I was just having this conversation earlier. They're gonna slip it. They're slowly slipping it in because to make it mandatory. Like the governor or the president can't come out and say, "Oh, you have to take it," because then people are going to revolt. So they got to bring it in gradually.
Well, there's
So-
groups of people that refuse to take the vaccine.
Yes,
And-
like Mariana, she says, I am not getting the vaccine.
That's right.
Oh, but
Right?
one thing.
Hillary has taken the vaccine. She says she took it with no symptoms.
Okay, great.
I'm on the look. I'm on the Council of Advisory Boards for Health and Hospitals.
Unicab, yes.
So, and they're the largest public hospital system in the country.
Mm-hmm.
We have members on the cab that don't want to. That don't want to take the vaccine, and we get updates from the health department, CDC, all of that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Although they're relaxing the mandate right now, I have learned a very valuable lesson throughout this whole pandemic.
What's that?
People are nasty.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
They're nasty,
Yes.
and guess
People
what?
are nasty.
People are nasty, and guess what? I will wear my mask, I swear to God, for the next 5 years if I have to.
Right.
Because right now I think we have PTSD.
Absolutely.
Once they say that they're relaxing the mandate, for me, I'm like, oh no, these people are nasty.
Yeah, hold up. But you know what I enjoyed the most about all this? That I went to the gym, and I said, I heard that you didn't have to wear the mask now. She says, no, you don't have to, as long as you have the shot. So I said, oh, great. So I'm going to bring my card to show you that I take my shot. I don't, because hitting the heavy bag and running,
Right.
you sweat, and that mask is like, it's all over the place.
Right.
But what confused me about that was I said, I'm going to show you my card. She says, no, you don't have to.
See, because she's nasty.
No.
That's why.
No.
She's nasty,
No.
and the person who owns the gym is nasty.
No, but this is all Jimmy. It's like you don't have to show up the card. All you got to do is say, okay, I took my shots. And then at you and you can do what you want. So I'm like, hold up.
Well, it's supposed to be, it's a federal, state, and local mandate, right?
Okay.
So federally, they're relaxing the rules. State by state, though, it depends on how, they run the government, the local government. So if the government decides that they're going to relax it, it's really up to the businesses and really the people. That's what they're saying. Look, you've been vaccinated, wear a mask or not wear a mask. But you know what? I found out that people who took the vaccine are actually shedding the vaccine, the COVID. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't been vaccinated, you are in danger of catching COVID.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
That's
hold on.
why
Let me ask
they're
you.
saying to people, if you get vaccinated, everybody at once, it's a herd immunity.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
So, let me give a couple of shout outs in the chat room.
Okay.
Laura Keys, I want to give a shout out.
Laura.
Hello, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Big shout out to her. And there was Amanda Emerald Faith.
Hey, Amanda.
That's
Mandy.
Bobby T's mother.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So she says that they have a COVID digital passport over in Australia.
Right.
So if you're gonna fly, I guess you got to show your,
Yeah, I don't know.
But let's ask Iraq, what do you think?
I don't know. I gotta travel. Soon. I gotta conquer the world. I gotta go out there and I gotta rock the mic.
How does that make you feel, Ryan?
I don't know. I feel like, you know what? Once I get my passport, whenever I get it, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna rock them. I'm gonna shock them.
That's the CEO. Yeah, that's the
That's it.
CEO.
Give him some
the boss.
claps.
Give him some claps. There you go.
I also wanted to add real quick before you go. I'm also a part of the database for the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
Oh,
So
cool.
I have the city logins and stuff like that. So it's easy with your last name and your date of birth. I can pull up and reference if you took the vaccine or not.
Oh, cool.
So anybody who wants to question if you got the vaccine or not, it's easy. Just as long as you have the login, or as long as you have that.
They call my house almost every damn day.
Wow.
Seriously.
So the digital passport is something that's going to be, adapted across the board.
Yeah.
But we have to also understand we all can sit here and make a lot of pertinent arguments in regard to COVID. But there's a saying that says, if blood is thicker than water, money is thicker than both.
Yeah, sure
right?
it is. Yeah.
So what we're asking. Yes, what you said is valid. It's very nasty for the gym owner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very nasty for certain restaurants to be open.
Yeah.
Right? But now what are we talking about? Everybody's thirsty about having the dollar. Everybody who's lost wants to recoup.
Absolutely.
And they are going to take, unfortunately, they're going to take shortcuts to recoup what they lost.
Yeah, and that's
so they're going to be lax. They're going to follow
that's
federal
the downside
mandate.
of capitalism, right?
Exactly.
Because capitalism exists for capital.
Right.
And it does not care if you're minding your health.
Nope.
It does not care if you're moral or ethical. It does not care. Listen, everybody, and everybody listen to me. Now, what I do at my job, basically I vet vendors for my company.
Okay.
And a lot of the vendors that, I've been running across lately have been changing their address. They're moving out of New York City.
Absolutely.
So New York City is losing revenue.
We're losing a lot.
Yes.
We're losing a
A
lot.
lot
Especially
of
with
revenue.
real estate.
Yes.
A lot of people are leaving.
A lot of revenue is leaving
I'm
New
leaving.
York. Oh, Jeff.
I'm out of here.
Where you going, Jeff?
I'm going out west.
What?
I'm going out west.
They got earthquakes out there,
It's
Jeff.
okay. I'll deal with the earthquakes.
Wow.
Like I said, these humans are nasty. I can't continue to raise my children in New York.
That's true.
If I had to, I've worked in the Bronx, where it's crazy, right? I've never felt like putting a bulletproof vest on.
It's
right?
like Vietnam out there?
It's the Bronx is crazy. Anybody who works in the municipality, you want to work, you're a cop, you are whatever, parole officer,
Whoa.
EMS,
Hey,
sanitation.
Brooklyn is just as bad now.
We'll get to Brooklyn. We'll get to Brooklyn. But
I don't know, but the Bronx
But
is
the
up
Bronx,
there.
if you don't have hair in your chest, the Bronx is going to give it to you. If you don't have hair in your nuts, the Bronx is going to give it to you.
Hair on your nuts.
Right.
Make sure you use the summer's eve, though, ladies.
Yeah, make sure you use the wipes.
Oh, guys.
And guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
summer's eve, yes.
It's a madhouse.
Wow.
Right? So, people, we need to be prepared.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to
move
the.
on.
Let's
We
segue.
have more mentions.
Oh, let's go.
Claudia CC Perez, she says, I'm right there with you, Robin, in terms of wearing the mask. Who else?
Renee.
Yes, so there's...
She's keeping her mask, too.
Yeah.
She says that. And we
Mariana.
Okay.
She asked, what happens when someone has cancer and is immune compromised, not vaccinated because they cannot and they need to travel? The Mayo
That's a
Clinic
good
or
question.
Johns Hopkins for treatment. So what I can answer that. What happens is that you can contact your local hospital. I'm sure Mount Sinai does that at first. You can have somebody come to your house and vaccinate you at your house.
But that's in America. What about if it's overseas?
What happens also too is because the mayor of New York also what happens during my week was I vaccinated a lot of people who came from South America.
Okay.
A lot of the Spanish countries, as far as Guatemala, Brazil, Honduras, Peru, a lot of people came because they're saying that if you're from outside of the United States, you come here, you can get vaccinated. There's people that came to New York for layover and they was able to come and get vaccinated. Johnson & Johnson, of course, because it's one shot.
Wow.
One shot.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They come in and like I vaccinated
interesting.
over 100 people on Wednesday.
Wow.
No, just come in, vaccinate, just go, vaccinate and go.
Right.
So they basically vaccinate on the layover.
On the fly.
Wow.
On the fly.
Wow,
You
that's
know?
interesting.
And
That's
they have
interesting.
the agency I work for have pods on the street that you can come and get vaccinated and get COVID testing as well.
I think I know
That's
someone who's working with that.
Now, there's another thing that got me. Like, okay, for instance, let's go with the testing. They want you to test, even though you have to go, you have the shots. They want you to take the test. So, okay, here in New York, it's free.
Yes.
You go. You can go to Grand Central.
Right.
It's right there. They call. Now, what happens when you go to these other places? Like, for instance, Puerto Rico.
Right.
Now they want to charge you $300.
What? Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I'm like,
some people $700.
I don't get that.
Their government is set up different, you know.
Yeah, but I understand. But what like I'm saying, but that's like a slap in the face. Like, okay, I'm having fun, but now I gotta put this $300 aside because I gotta give it to them so they can give me a swab on the nose. And something. Now, what makes you think they're not taking a swab, throwing it in the garbage? Okay, you can go.
No, I mean you never know, right?
That's true because a lot of companies that are doing the swab are a lot of private companies.
Okay.
Right?
We got to share.
Oh, we got to share.
Oh, we gotta share. Who's sharing?
Who's share?
Well, I don't know how to read that, but
It comes up on the screen.
okay, it does. Well, I'm blind right now. Wait, Rock says kill that mannequin.
Yeah, Rock said I'm gonna kill that mannequin.
No, we're not killing that thing.
Wait, what's the mannequin have to say about that?
Is that American?
So, Rock, what do you say about that?
Rock, what do you talk to me?
Man, you can't kill me. You can't kill me. You know, I'm cool, baby. Yeah, holler back. Holler back, Shorty.
You can't talk, look.
Yeah. No, I got my mask on, so I can't
that's
talk
the
with him.
mask,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Shut up, Rocky.
Yo, don't tell me to shut
And
up.
talk on the mic.
Those are love taps.
There you go.
Tona Courtney says Cali opens up on June 12th.
What are we talking about? What did we carry?
California.
Oh,
California.
wow. Oh, it's closed down?
Opens up. No, it fully opens.
Oh, everything opens up.
Yeah, it opens
okay.
up on June 12th. I think we're supposed to go to full capacity on July 1st.
Yeah, I'm expecting to go back to work after Labor Day.
But here's the thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So apparently there's some miscommunication between the mayor and the governor.
As always.
All right.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Because Bill de Blasio, he wants July 1st. Andrew Cuomo was like, well, I'm hopeful.
Well, I think it's all about how many cases are there. If they can keep the active cases low, right, for a certain amount of time, then they can open up.
But let's talk about this for a second. Give me a second. Let's talk about this. Now think about it.
right,
How
Rocky.
convenient it is. They opened it up a little bigger right before Mother's Day.
That's what they call capital.
Well,
That's
think
why
about it.
capital is-
Then they opened it up even more right before Valentine's Day.
But all right. So what are you driving at?
I don't know. I guess like Jeff said, it's all about the money.
It is all about the money.
The governor also gave us marijuana.
Yeah.
Well, you know why, though.
Prostitution.
You know why.
To take the heat off his back. That's what I think.
Right.
You know.
So all you hoes out there,
Load up your Cash App.
That's
Fire up the
it.
Cash App.
That's right. Get your condoms and your Cash App.
Get your coin. And expand yourself. Please take Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, cryptocurrency
Get
for that
your
pussy.
condom and your Cash App. That's
Crypto
it.
vagina.
If
Crypto
you have
vagina.
Zelle, it's even better. Let me tell you. Crypto vagina. I like that.
vagina.
That's gonna be my next shirt. I mean,
Yes.
Crypto
yes.
vagina.
Yes.
Hoes is
So,
taking
We're gonna call it Clitcoin.
Click coin. Give me, what is that? Give yourself some of that. Click coin. Come on, man.
Clitcoin.
Do that. Click
yours,
coin.
get yours,
Get
get-
it. Oh wait,
Yes.
what we got here? What's going on?
Who's okay? We got more in the chat.
Who's-
Yvette says happy birthday.
Thank you, Yvette.
DJ Backspin is in the house.
Hey.
Hey, Backspin was good.
What was he saying? What's he saying?
What he say? Hey folks, and then he's like, okay, so I saw some of you guys at yesterday's event.
Yes, sir.
Oh yep. Actually, yeah, he was the DJ yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. He rocked it. He turned it
That's
out.
oh really?
Yeah, he turned it out. He did his
Big
thing.
shout out. Big
Did you
shout
guys
out.
do the
big
spin
time.
on the floor? Like what happened?
No, he was DJ.
I
He was cutting it up. He was cutting it up. He was cutting it up.
Okay.
Big shout out to DJ Backspin.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to DJ Backspin.
Like it. So let's talk about what's the trending stories right now. What you got? What are you guys interested, fascinated by?
I want to say something about this whole 9/11, not 9/11, the commission for January 6th, where
Oh, you mean the Republican?
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. Go ahead.
I mean, I just find it interesting that the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and the House Minority Leader I can't remember
Kevin McCarthy?
Yeah, him. Like they obviously don't want the investigation.
Absolutely. You know why?
Yeah, but see, it's just I just find it.
I want to know why.
I just find it.
Yeah, me
very,
too.
I just
I
find
wanna
it
know.
very interesting. Like, and look, I don't want to play, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, but if you understand how our country is founded, the documents of our country, and what happened on January 6th, that was clear sedition, blatant violation of the.
According to whom you talking here?
According to who? That's what the guys are doing.
Well, that's not what the GOP is.
But I'm just saying that's what's. Listen.
All right, look.
So
Very good. I like this. Okay.
the story that they're trying to whitewash or maybe change the narrative.
Emphasis on white.
Right? Right? Or the narrative that they're trying to change. I mean, come on. For them to come out with a story and say, well, those people were tourists? Like,
Who? For the White House thing?
Yeah.
No, man, they all shit got
The
shot.
people who stormed the White House, they were tourists.
The GOP is saying that actually.
You know that's a Jedi mind trick, right?
I know, but I'm just saying. But for Kevin McCarthy and the rest of the GOP to really champion and say, these people were tourists, really? Like, I mean, for what happened, according to the Constitution, blatant sedition. Then not only that, to threaten Nancy Pelosi,
Members of Congress,
right, and Mike Pence,
right.
So basically, now you're threatening the line of succession.
Yeah, but
like, how the fuck do you, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
That's it. Like, look. All of them need to be in jail.
All right,
that's
come
not
on.
a control. Come on now.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the White House we're talking about. This is the most powerful building in the United States of America,
The Capitol.
maybe the world. That is the most powerful. I mean, I saw a security guard with his gun on the side running. Now let me tell you something.
The black guy that was running in front of them. You know, I sorry to cut you off, but I was like, is he running from them or is he leading them to the spot?
No,
because
he was running from them.
Like, that's not a run. Like, how do you run and then you go upstairs? Like, first of all, the security guard and the cameraman. Mm-hmm. How do you know where they're going?
That's true.
Because he was able to go upstairs, go down the hall.
That's good.
Are you saying, hey, I'm watching, come here, this way?
I think
But how do you know where you're going if you're the cameraman?
Is this the one that got the Congressional Medal of Freedom? The black guy?
He probably did.
He's the one that walked in Kamala Harris, right? When they had the inauguration.
Yes.
Okay, so for him, in his mind, because I watched the footage. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he was leading them away from the congressional chamber. He looked down that hallway,
right,
and then decided to go another way.
Oh,
so
okay.
He said he wasn't running; he was leading them away because they didn't have that area secure over there at the time.
Okay, understand.
Okay. Yeah, but
that's why he won that.
I'm going to go with the violence.
Go ahead.
I'm talking violence right now.
Violence.
See,
okay.
my thing is, okay, you guys stormed the White House.
Right.
I mean, these guns should have came out the Capitol. These guns from the Capitol should have came out and started blasting.
You know what? America has a misdirected sense of perspective. They wanted to recreate some kind of Boston Tea Party. Okay. You know, everybody in school, you know, looks at the history books and they look at the overthrow of the British, you know, as a triumphant return of government for the United States, right? To establish a government. At the time, and if you think about it, one of the reasons why they don't want that hearing to go forward was a lot of those guys that were on the ground on January 6th were servicemen.
Absolutely.
And they were led in by not only Trump, who led them in there saying, let's go. They had people on the inside that were, you know, building these people up.
What's the fuckery, basically?
These dudes had shirts on that said 1776.
But I mean, come on. So now First, we're talking sedition. Now with stuff like that, that's blatant treason.
Well, it's treason only if you think and your party thinks that you're doing it as a patriot.
Wait.
Remember, we talked about patriotism.
But wait a minute. But I mean, according to the Constitution, what you're saying there is treason.
That may be true,
Okay.
but they're saying that
They're saying.
they're
saying
allegedly
okay.
they're upholding the Constitution by doing this.
There is confusion.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sitting here
confusion
too.
and
I'm
it's
sitting here.
bullshit, right? It's easier to clean the shit of your own kind than the shit of others.
That's
Okay,
right.
let's clean that
DJ
up, though.
Backspin,
Let's
DJ
clean that up.
Backspin, he said, don't get him fired up, but we got him fired up, right?
Fired up, baby.
Yeah, bro, let's
He
go.
said,
Let's
let's not get him
Call
talking
him.
about politics. He said the GOP is flip-flop liars. It's an inside job. We all believe that.
It is an inside
Yes,
job.
we can
And
believe
he
that.
says this does not talk about the Secret Service agent that shot the female ex-Marine.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make her a martyr, you know.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
They're trying to make her the Breonna Taylor of the GOP. But let me tell you, it's not going to work.
No.
Right.
It's not going to work.
Also, let me say this: there was one of Trump's, I guess, former Defense Department people, I guess, early last week or mid last week, came out and said that how I guess the objective was for, I guess, whatever military presence was to protect the rioters.
Well, let me just give you a little insight, okay? When Black Lives Matter protested at the Capitol
I remember.
last year,
Yes.
they were not even able to get near the Capitol. I think that because they had so many people on the inside, they didn't think they were a threat until they breached the gates. When they breached the gates, which they already planned on doing,
Right.
what's that dude's name? Ali Alexander? That dude that looks like Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yeah.
That the FBI can't find, but everybody seems to take pictures of him in different places.
They don't want to find him. They purposely miss him.
Okay, this is the same guy who took pictures with like local political leaders, you know, and smiling, you know, like in the background, making all this noise. They still can't find him, and I think if they do, and when they do,
And they will.
Right. When it's convenient.
when it's convenient, because they know where he is.
Right, of course.
They know where he is. Not only that, but if the GOP spent as much energy in that insurrection that they do with Hunter Biden's laptop and
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton Benghazi trial,
Right.
this would be a wrap in a minute.
Yeah, but see,
Okay.
But you gotta hold the line.
DJ Mike Pence said they were looking to kill Mike Pence.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They threatened the line.
They built a gallows outside of the
They
Capitol.
threatened the line of succession. Like, I mean, how do you,
And get away with it.
like, dude? That, like, okay. My point is, forget everything. But when you threaten the line of succession to the country, come on, like, really? How
Why did Trump turn on Mike Pence?
Trump turned on all his people.
No, but he turned on Mike Pence for a reason.
You're fired.
Why did he turn on Mike Pence? Because Mike Pence would not overturn the election.
Well, Mike Pence he couldn't. That's the.
He was banking on people to actually break the law
But this is what I'm saying.
in order to keep him in power.
Mike Pence's job. Now, one thing about Mike Pence, at least he understands the Constitution.
Okay.
It's kind of just like the Grammys or the American Music Awards, where you go up there and you say the winner is, and you announce what's in the envelope.
Right.
Pence's job, when the electoral votes are counted, his job is just to say, okay, we got, I don't know, 50 electoral votes or 100 electoral votes for Trump, 200 electoral votes for Biden. That's his job. That's what he
Yeah,
got.
but guess what?
So
We are now living in a simulation. And I'd hate to even use Kwame Brown's term. We are living in a simulation. And what I mean by that is, whether you're wrong or right, people only go with the people that they like.
Yes, the popular.
Right? And we look at it now, everybody's talking about woke culture and everything, but Trump was a cult figure by personality.
Right.
Right.
He got in the White House even after he said, grabbed him by the pussy.
Right.
Okay? That alone, and I was there. I was on a wine tasting excursion.
Yeah, okay.
With a bunch of
Vintage wine tasting, was it?
with a bunch of like old rich white guys.
Okay.
And they laughed about that. They were like, "Oh, we can grab him by the pussy now." And I'm like, "Oh no." And these are the guys that voted in this guy. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Now, because of the personality, they said that Trump was against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
He was against the status quo, and that's why he was popular. But you can't have a smack DVD president who, by the way, was built up by the Russian mafia.
Just sort of. I was just gonna get to that, but finish.
Who said on TV, being interviewed by a journalist, that it doesn't matter what my friends do, they know that I got their back, right? This is the guy that everybody who felt, they say it's grievance. It's grievance. Who is grieving? Who is grieving in the United States of America? Not those guys.
Nope, not those. Not at all.
Not those guys. This was all about personality. This is exactly the situation we're in now where, and I'm going to tell you why Trump rose the way he did. I mean, in my opinion.
Okay.
Everybody is bought by a corporation.
DJ Backspin is saying that too.
Okay.
Everybody is bought by a corporation. If
Depending
you
on the
say the
Republicans.
wrong thing, you get canceled.
Right.
You got one guy who never had to follow the law at all. He was probably a government informant. That's probably why he rose to power so quickly. He's probably a government informant. He worked with Giuliani to take down the Italian mafia, but the dude was openly working with the Russian mafia. So he was probably an informant, and he was able to come in, say whatever he wanted to say, and people were like, "Oh my God, he's not part of the system. He's the best." You know what I mean? And people fell right into that trap. The cultural personality is how people get followed. Look, and I hate these. I love Kwame Brown, I have to say.
Okay.
But he made a point. He said people live in a simulation because you can say anything about Beyonce
Right.
that's negative, and they will attack you.
Yeah, the hive will kill you.
They will attack you.
Take you off the internet.
Anybody that they feel like, even if you say anything about Michael Jordan or LeBron James or anybody who's a cult figure,
Right.
they will take you down.
Yes.
And that person could be dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely.
They can lead you down a primrose path to destruction and chaos. But because they're followed
Absolutely.
by all of these people, they will try to take you down. And that's exactly why Trump became so popular.
Well, Trump. Okay, so here's a couple of things with Trump. One, his financial backer was a guy by the name of Robert Mercer. Robert Mercer is probably worth about $25 billion. One of those ultra conservative white nationalists. Right, Robert Mercer is the money behind Steve Bannon and Breitbart. But the other thing, to your point about Trump working with the Russian mob, ever since back in the days, he was dealing with the Russian mob from out in Coney Island.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So right, so but now
his father owns two buildings,
Right. Now-
3000 and 3001 Trump Pavilion. I used to work there.
Here is what confirmed for me that he was a Russian asset. It wasn't even everything that came out in terms of all the other news.
Right.
Right? I mean, you had a MI6 agent coming out and say it, but you had an ex Mossad agent.
Right.
And Mossad, if people don't know about Mossad makes the CIA look like kindergarten.
They sure do.
And Mossad came out and said that he was a Russian asset.
Yeah, but the problem is this. The problem is that you don't understand about the fourth estate. You know what the fourth estate is?
No.
I do not.
The media. Remember,
Yes.
you had the National Enquirer, who was in Donald Trump's pocket, by the way.
Yes.
And the guy who was running the National Enquirer had to take a deal,
Yep.
right? For, what do you call that? He had to be absolved of any testimony.
Yes. Yeah, right.
They have things in safes that they kept for Donald Trump that they could let out at any time, but they were so good friends that, you know, they knew that he was in his pocket. And every week, and remember, the National Enquirer in supermarkets.
I remember that.
Every supermarket in the United States.
Right.
That's
And he was friends with this guy, and this guy was running like articles, big ones about Hillary Clinton. She's having sex with a fucking alien in a UFO and a UFO, you know, and how Donald Trump was, you know, the best. I mean, it's all about propaganda.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
He had the propaganda machine behind him. And remember, I don't know if you watch Morning Joe.
Yeah.
But Morning Joe was fixing his makeup. They were making him look pretty. And they were like eating up everything he said while he was running for president until they realized that he won. And then they changed their tune like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Because they knew then they were being played.
Right.
But look, anyone that has done their research should know or should have known that they were going to be played. I mean, now you take a news organization like Fox News. Come on. You know, Fox News is one of the biggest propaganda networks out there. And for them, not only to back Trump and to continue with the propaganda, but I found it interesting when Rupert Murdoch came out and said that he doesn't think Trump is going to win. And
I think, no, and let me say this.
go right ahead.
I think that was a ploy as well. He knew Trump was going to win at that point.
He didn't want to look like he was on that side.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he knew it. This is the press you talking about.
I understand.
He is a master manipulator.
Chess pieces.
Look, listen.
He's been in business for 60 years.
I know.
He knows how to play the game. Okay? So I'm saying, what I'm saying is, and I'm going to boil it down to this. So the GOP right now is banking on the cult of personality of Trump. The problem is that Trump is losing his intellectual base. Like anything politically behind him, he can't erase the insurrection. The insurrection was really propagated by him and his people.
That was clearly obvious.
So, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, YouTube banned him. Well, not YouTube. Facebook, Twitter.
And you know, I kind of missed him on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie, because the buffoonery this guy tweets.
Yeah,
it was just
that.
for pure comedy for me.
Why would you do
No,
that?
it was
Why would you
comedy
do
for
that?
everybody, but he can't run the country.
Thank you. That's true.
Because they took
Right.
Obama's BlackBerry away, right? They took it. They took his phone
His
away.
kids
Right.
were using the same type of technology. Trump's children, they were using unsecured networks to, do government business. The same thing they hung Hillary up on
Yeah, that's true.
they hung her up on the rafters on that.
That's true.
And they were allowed to get away with that. Why? And they have now a criminal probe against Trump too.
Speaking about criminal, which brings me to the Justice Department. What do you think about Merrick Garland?
What about him?
What about it? Do you think he's a good attorney general? Do you think he's gonna?
Well, the only thing I know about Merrick Garland is that he was the lead prosecutor or investigator for the Timothy McVeigh bombing at the Oklahoma City bombing. And he is about hate crimes. Now, I don't know what he's done before that. I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. I did not read all of his, career, accolades or whatever. But he's supposed to be tough on terrorists, domestic terrorists. Hopefully, he can fulfill that job in his current role now.
Also, he's gonna go against his own white people.
Yeah.
Well, Merrick Garland, I mean, when Obama was in office, he was Obama's choice to become a Supreme Court justice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the GOP was like, they didn't want that to happen. But as far as his background, he's very well respected when it comes to following the law. and sort of doing the people's work.
Right.
So for him to be in the Attorney General spot now, and for these different probes to be opening up in regards to Trump and these racial crimes and domestic extremists, I think it's a very interesting time when he was making his first walk to the Justice Department after he got nominated.
Yeah.
Everybody was outside and gave him a standing ovation.
Okay.
So he's someone that understands the law and it looks like he's following. He's doing what he's supposed to do in terms of starting to undo a lot of the crap that William Barr did.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, William Barr, I gotta say, I hope that we can somehow move past this whole debacle that is the Trump presidency.
Wow.
No, he put in his cronies. Even William Barr, when they did the investigation on the Russia probe, and he came out with that 3-4 page summary. What was his name? Robert
Mueller.
Mueller. He took that whole report from Robert Mueller and condensed it to 4 pages.
A 400
word report.
Right, 400. Yeah, I think it was. No, it was a 400-page report into 3 or 4 pages in a weekend. So the report came out on Friday, and literally by Monday.
So why isn't anyone talking about that?
So wait. So the report came out on Friday, and Barr put out on Monday a 3-page report, his 3-page summary.
All right.
Now, according to Merrick Garland and I guess this other federal judge that ruled that some of this stuff needs to be, that the Justice Department can put out that information that Barr did.
Yeah.
To show that, he was covering up stuff.
Yeah.
Because in the Mueller report, and look, Robert Mueller, he found a lot of the dead bodies, if you will. That's why so much of the report was redacted.
Understood.
Robert Mueller was the one that put away the Gambinos and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, but I don't give a damn anymore. I don't give a damn no more.
So tell us how you feel about it.
Let's take
I don't give a damn.
You don't give a damn. Let's take a
I don't give a damn. You know what I care about right now this week?
Your birthday.
No, I made it. So I'm going to talk how I feel about talk. I want to talk about what I want to talk about.
All right. Before you get to it, I want to say there's more shout outs. Anthony Wright says happy birthday.
Hey, Tone.
Robin.
Come on, Tone.
All right. Sharia Wells also says happy birthday.
Yes. Thank you.
Bobby Cohen says
happy birthday. Bobby Cohen.
Sorry, I didn't want to butcher the name. And Eliviana.
Oh, Ellie. Come on, Ellie.
Hey, everyone.
Come on, Ellie.
Anthony Rice says happy birthday.
Thank you, Tone.
What's up, crew?
Yes. So, all right. Let me tell you what I'm fascinated. Go ahead.
One time. I just want to say real quick, happy birthday to Biggie Smalls.
Yes, I was about to get into that.
All right. And I wanted to say, when you text me, it was like Biggie Smalls' birthday. That was one of the topics we're going to speak about. I was like, cool. Yes, it's definitely Biggie Smalls' birthday. And I went online, right? I went on where the young people go. I went to Shade Room. I went to Instagram. I went to Facebook. And I did not see anything.
Yeah.
It is disgusting. I did not see amongst the young crowd how disgusting it was to me how these people did not praise Biggie Smalls. The reason a lot of us... Biggie to me was my introduction to rap.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes. I didn't grow up in rap.
Okay.
My mom did not like anything hip hop or anything like that because I grew up French. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up on Celine Dion, French opera. The only thing outside
Canadian French or French?
French.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I grew up on Bob Marley was what was able to creep in.
Right.
Because everybody likes Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And I knew other people like Buju Banton, but not by name, but only by summertime. Like when those things come like Super Cat and stuff like that. So I knew the songs, but not the name. I wasn't allowed to,
Really?
And I was the reason why I got into rap. And I knew about LL Cool J, but I didn't consider him a rapper, right? Because I didn't know what rapping was.
Oh, got it. As an art form.
Right, as an art form. So until I got to high school, I grew up on rock. So I know about Bon Jovi, Led Zeppelin, those things I grew up on.
Okay.
So it was only I was forced to write a book report on somebody famous. And I didn't want to do the typical Martin Luther King and stuff like that. Yeah. But Biggie happened to die a couple of days before.
Oh, that was
a book report on Biggie.
And I was watching on the news, and I seen this guy, his casket.
Yes,
Stuff like that. So I was watching his casket being paraded through the hood and stuff like that.
Right.
Places I also wasn't allowed to go. I didn't know what the East New York was. I didn't know I knew what Bed-Stuy was. And stuff, but I wasn't allowed.
Right, outside of
the
your
hip-hop
right.
people. You know what I'm saying?
They were dangerous.
So my mom was like, no. Although you were born in America, but we're not American. Okay? Everything is because my family.
So were you born in France?
I was born in America, but my family is from France and Haiti.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's like
Interesting.
So that community was kept tight.
This is diversity and inclusion, guys.
So I was not allowed to go outside that bubble or
really
outside that bubble. So I was forced. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. So let me choose somebody. So I happened to watch the news. I'm like, who is this Biggie Smalls guy? Who is this person that they're talking about? Why they're parading his casket? He's not a Martin Luther King, right?
Not a civil rights leader.
He's not a civil rights leader.
Right.
I never seen him on the news, but the way they were speaking about him, it caught my attention. So I found out who he was. I wrote, a nice book report about him. Right? And then, that goes back and I give him my age.
We're old.
Right? And that was my introduction into rap. Because I quoted one of his lyrics.
So,
right?
That's another question.
So, going.
What?
So
No, wait,
go
no.
ahead.
What is your favorite Biggie Smalls song?
Yes, it's
I like the I think it's the song that he did with Jay-Z, Who Shot Ya.
I like that too.
That was the song that was the first song that I heard from him, and that caused me to discover Jay-Z, and Jay-Z caused me to discover Slick Rick, right? So Slick Rick was my favorite because he told
the story.
He told the story exactly.
Right.
So I was,
and he was witty,
right? And I was
he didn't curse.
That too. That's how Will Smith too was somebody that broke through the
right.
And
so you actually worked backwards.
Yeah. I was forced to work backwards because I like to know the origin of things.
Right.
I was the person who had the toy and want to know why the batteries.
I love this.
This is nice.
So who? All right. So we talking about the 90s here because Biggie died 96?
Yes,
96. Yes.
I remember that because my daughter's father worked at Bad Boy.
Right.
And so I used to go in the Bad Boy offices all the time.
Right.
So you're in a 10-year period between 86 and 96.
Yes.
Who is your favorite from that period?
That's good to know.
My favorite from that period?
I mean, you had to go back.
Yes. I went back to connect the informative mind with the ignorant mind.
Okay.
Right? So I went back. You know how you say I wanted to put the face to the name?
Yeah.
I wanted to put the face to the song.
Got it.
So the person that stuck with me as far as rap was LL Cool J.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because LL Cool J kind of hit me in a way where the guy that you like but you didn't like.
Yeah.
Because, right?
He was on light skin and shit.
The thing is that I was in high school and I was trying to get girls.
Right.
And then,
He was all light skin. He was licking his lips.
Right. He was licking his lips, eating apples. I'm like, this motherfucker's in shape.
Right.
Sorry.
Beep. Sorry, Rock.
Sorry, Rock.
Wait, ask Rock what he thinks about that.
Sorry, Rock.
Hey, Carmen, sorry, Rock.
I love this.
Right. So he's in shape. He eating apples. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
with those lips,
Right.
guys.
So it's the song that he came out. I was born in Queens and she was raised down Brooklyn.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
Around the way,
doing
girl.
it,
Around the way, right.
doing it well.
I didn't like that song.
Why?
Because I was from Brooklyn. I was trying to get Queens girls.
Oh.
And then, you know what I'm saying? So now all the Queens guys in high school, all the Queens guys like, you know what I'm saying? We can get the
We
Brooklyn
can get
girls.
the Brooklyn
So
girls.
I'm like, get out of here! Not gonna get
Right.
no Brooklyn girls, but they were getting them.
Right.
So,
Because
you know,
of that song?
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Because of that song, I didn't really like LL Cool J.
So you didn't see Crush Groove?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Really?
Yeah, so mind
Wow.
you, now I
Go on, watch
was
that.
sneaking to see certain things or hear certain things.
Yeah, right.
So I remember going to, I think it's Virgin Records, where they allowed you to
Yes,
hear.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah.
That's where I was sneaking to hear these songs.
Oh, telling your moms
Right.
you were just going doing
Yeah,
some
the
extra
after school, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you know?
Okay.
Right.
So it reminded me of the ages before me when people had to sneak to, you know.
You were
get
at
the-
the Virgin store on
Virgin store.
in the village?
Yes, the one in the village.
The one by Washington Square Park.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I probably passed by.
So that was my, introduction into rap,
Okay.
and that's when I also discovered Nas because I like the people.
Nas
So
was good. I enjoyed Nas.
of course, the one that everybody likes is the story about the gun. So I was able to close my eyes and picture, what
He's
you
a
were saying.
great storyteller.
great
He really
storyteller.
is. He really is.
Orator.
Right. So I was gravitating to the lyricist.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So that's why Eminem and Redman are my two top favorites.
Okay.
Oh, so you got a
Yes.
top 5?
No, two top. Well, I do have a top 5.
Oh, let's hear
But
it.
my top one, Eminem and Redman shares it.
Okay.
Really?
Why? Because Redman is characteristic. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? He talks
yes.
a lot of crap.
Yes.
And he walks through his stories
Yes.
with the thing.
Right.
And Eminem I gravitated towards me because he came out at a very angry teenage.
Yes,
point
he
in my
was.
life.
Yeah, he was more like a
Right.
what do you call that?
Avengers.
Emo.
Yeah, he was kind of like that. You can say that.
He was
And-
a little emo.
Right. So I was listening to a lot of heavy metal, which helped me.
I do love Metallica.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta
Whoever's
say,
one of my favorite.
I do
Them,
love.
I love Metallica too.
A lot of them that caused me to, express my anger, but help me with
Yeah,
music,
right.
Yeah,
But on the rap side, since I had discovered rap, Eminem was my rap metal. You can say my
Got you.
angry
Okay,
rap.
okay, okay,
That's
okay.
true. I
And
can
he
hear
wasn't
that.
he wasn't talking about anything crazy, but he was talking crazy.
That
He
no, he
articulated
was,
his anger.
no, but you know what? Let me tell you something about
Gotta give
Eminem
his
that I
props.
liked. Eminem actually on a record got at NWA.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
He got at Dr. Dre. He got at the girl that Dr. Dre allegedly like abused. He got at
Right.
his mom. He got at his sister.
He
got
didn't care.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
And he was very humorous with it.
Yes.
I like to laugh and snicker,
Right.
even at someone else's expense. That's my weakness. But I like the way the delivery.
Yes.
The delivery
Yes.
has to be witty, sardonic, and very ironic.
And unapologetic.
Right.
Well, M was someone that honed his craft.
Right.
Yes.
But wasn't he born in Missouri?
It doesn't matter where he was born. The man has skills. He has.
Yeah, skills.
At the end of the
He
day, it's all about
packaged
skills.
he packaged himself like he was from Detroit because they
Oh,
did
did
a
he?
whole movie about it.
Yes,
Well,
that's
no,
true. That's true. The
so
A-Pop.
I know that.
Yeah, so I mean, originally yes, but I mean, most of his life was over in Detroit.
Jeff, are you getting moist?
I am getting more.
We got moisture.
It's the holy water.
But Jeff, I gotta.
Hold on. I because of the rap too, I never liked Wu-Tang.
Oh, you out of your mind, bro. Hold on now.
You was doing good.
Are you crazy?
No, let me tell you.
I used to like you.
Yo, you was
Oh
doing,
no, who is this guy?
You was doing well 5 minutes ago. But if you don't like the
Oh,
root,
no.
you got a problem.
You
Okay.
Let me
Let me explain.
Go back
to your
Hold
hood.
on
All right,
now.
don't kill me, people. Don't kill me, people. All
gotta
right,
love the
listen.
move.
All right, listen. I love and appreciate them now, but the reason why I didn't appreciate them back in the days was because they're visually they were against what my mother was saying.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like,
Okay.
The war killer bees. I didn't understand. Like, what would you? And I saw the video where the guy was rapping.
That was the best
and then
one.
the bees were swarming around
I
him.
love that.
And he was comfortable.
That's the best one.
No, like he was comfortable. So I was like, "What do you mean you're comfortable around killer bees? You can't be a good person." And
Oh,
then I didn't
God.
like the guy Ghostface because he had. Listen, it was all visual. Listen. It was the name and the look that did it for me.
What about Method Man?
Listen, hold on.
No,
I'm gonna
wait,
get to
stop,
Method Man.
stop.
It's next. It's because you had the handkerchief, so I was like only gangsters and robbers.
Okay.
Put that. Now, Method Man.
Now, did you ever connect that to the Kung Fu movies?
Yes, eventually.
Okay,
Eventually.
like 20 years later?
Oh, yes, eventually. Right? Because I didn't understand, like, why would you, like, I thought they were plagiarizing where you were taking from, the Kung Fu people, you were saying it, turn it into, this gangster rap. Now, Method Man, I didn't like Method Man because of the, listen. I love him now. I definitely love him, right?
That's a mess, baby.
Is the song that he did with Mary J. Blige, but it's the video now. Listen. Now, let me tell you, I like the song.
Oh, did you see his
now,
eyes?
remember,
Listen.
that's what made me didn't like him. You know what I'm saying?
You are like Shallow Hal.
Listen. I love the song, but when you put the visual eventually to the song,
Right.
So when he was like, okay, he's with the girl, and she's like, it's all I need, or okay, like, so you're a nice guy. She likes the thuggish guy, all right? So. And then when he goes into the apartment and he turns around and shows his
Jeff,
face,
you are a
he
whole
sees the
show.
eye.
I'm confused.
You are a
I'm
whole
confused.
show,
Right.
Jeff.
Let me ask you a question.
Right.
Jeff,
you
Gary
guys-
is so happy.
You enjoyed
Gary is
Red
so
Man
happy
much.
that this show is better for him right now.
Hold on, I'm gonna get there.
Red Man and Method Man.
I'm gonna get there.
confused.
Gary is having the best time of his
during
life
that time.
right now.
During that time, there was no connection.
Happy
between them
birthday
two.
to me, by the
They
way.
didn't, right? There was no connection between them two then, right? So it's like when he turned around and he showed his eye, I'm like, damn, she doesn't see the eye. She sees two brown eyes, and he's showing us his real self. So he's gonna go in there and kill her, rape her, do whatever.
Oh my
So you know
God.
what? I can't stand the guy. You know what I'm saying?
So can somebody come give
So,
this man a
hold
hug?
on.
This man needs a hug.
No.
So-
But you know what?
but you know what that
But
makes
you
me-
know what?
I'ma explain
I
real
got
quick.
no. I got it.
You got it?
I do.
Explain, please.
I do. No, let me tell you.
Okay.
Because I got to tell you,
Right.
I love Wu-Tang.
So I love Wu-Tang too. I love Wu-Tang too.
hold on.
I
I
I'm a
love
big
Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang
so
fan.
much.
I'm a Wu-Tang fan.
No, I love Wu-Tang so much
Oh, damn.
that I would go no matter where they were in the city, and I would
Right.
go to
Right.
even in. They would sneak guns in. They would shoot the guns in the club.
Right.
And I would have to take $40-$50 cabs to get home.
Right.
Cause I'm like, damn, I live so far away.
Right.
I love them so much. But if at the time, if my daughter was into them at that time, I'd be like, nah. They're way too gutter for you.
Right.
They were into the drugs heavy. They rapped about drugs. They rapped about crack. They rapped about the things they had to do, to hustle and deal drugs and all of that stuff. And I mean, when you look at a 50,000 foot level looking down, you realize that, social economically,
Right.
this was the struggle that a lot of people dealt with, and that's why they attracted the audience that they did. But when you're looking at it from a level where you're not from the hood,
Right.
you don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Right.
Talking about bees, huh?
Yeah, and like, what's RZA? He couldn't spell. That's what I thought. Like, you couldn't spell. He didn't go to school.
But see, here's the thing. I think that
You are killing me right now, bro.
He's trying to save you, bro. But wait, hold on, give me a second. Let me say something. Now, okay, Red Man and Method Man.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. They was good back then, but for some reason,
Right.
today, right now,
Right.
I heard them. I was like, yo.
Did you see the verses?
I did.
What? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, they were spitting some serious lyrics out, and I'm like,
They even did a movie together.
I'm sitting there,
They're
sitting
about to
going,
do
I'm
how-
saying, and these guys
High
just,
Three.
I mean, I'm just a couple of years older than them, but I'm like, wow. They're
I
busy.
loved Method Man, and I'm gonna tell you a story. I used to go to a place called the Muse.
I know
back
the
in the
Muse.
90s.
The Muse.
There was a couple.
Maria Davis used to do a show.
So
at the
hold
Muse.
on.
Yeah.
There were two places that the Muse used to operate from. One was on Canal Street, on the corner of West Broadway.
Yes.
And then they moved it to the West Side Highway.
Yes, exactly.
And I remember when Eric Sermon, the day Eric Sermon introduced him to Redman at the Muse. And I'm like, who is this yellow nigga? Who is this yellow nigga? He had a hood on. He took his hood off, and he had a big afro, and he was picking his hair. No one knew him. No one knew him. And, you know, I was a girl about town. So I'm like, who is this dude? And when he spit, I was like, I'm convinced. No, I'm like, I'm convinced. Because I love ciphers.
Yes.
I love to stand in a cipher and watch these dudes go at it. I'm that kind of chick, right? But when I saw Redman on the stage after, you know, Eric Sermon introduced him as a new artist, I was like, okay, let's hear him out. And we heard him out, and I'm like, I'm convinced this is the guy.
Definitely.
And from there, not only was he visually appealing, right? But he was very talented on the mic.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't curse either.
No.
He did a little bit. I got 2 of his albums. I didn't realize I had him.
You know, the Black Album with him and Method Man was my first album purchase. When I first got a CD player, I got a CD player for my birthday, and that was the first official album that I bought with my money. And
Really?
The Locks was the second one.
You know what? That's the only album I didn't have. You know what? I went through my house. I told you I'm cleaning my house. So I have all these CDs that people have been taking my CDs. They've been stealing them back in the days. So I actually had to go back and organize. I love organizing stuff.
Right.
I'm like the Marie Kondo of the ghetto. But I'm organizing these CDs, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I got what's his name? Joe. I got 2 of his albums.
Joe, Joe.
I got Redman. I got 2 of Redman's albums. I didn't even realize I had Jay-Z's 2. I got 2 of Jay-Z's albums.
You know what's funny?
I'm like, oh my God.
I went in and I looked at my CDs, and I'm looking, and wait a minute.
Does anybody out there still have their CDs?
I got Salt and
I
Pepper.
still have a lot of CDs, yeah.
I got Salt and Pepper. I got LL Cool J.
Really?
I'm like, well, I still got them, and I'm like,
You know what? And I took down my entertainment unit from like 20 years ago when I first moved in. But I will not throw away my CD player because I'm like, you know what?
You never know.
My CD
Because when they turn off the internet one day, because they
Yeah.
will turn off the internet, we will have an internet blackout. I'm letting y'all know.
Yes,
Oh, absolutely,
that is
absolutely.
true.
I
So
totally
our
agree.
DVD, I still have a whole bunch of DVDs.
I totally agree.
I kept. I have the Carpenters. I got Kenny G.
You got some great stuff.
I got Yanni.
My brother was named Kenny because of Kenny G. My mother
I got
was in love with Kenny G.
First of all, you gotta listen to Yanni. You ever heard of Yanni?
No, Yanni.
Oh,
I know.
that was my man, bro.
I don't mind digging in the crates.
So let me just say quickly, Michelle Marie is watching.
Hey,
Michelle.
She's over in Idaho, and she says, "Happy birthday, Robin."
thank you so much. Give us some claps.
Let me circle back to what Jeff was saying when you were talking about Biggie.
Carmen Quinones says happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, and actually, Carmen, I believe she does a Saturday show with us.
Okay.
Yes, she does.
My people.
No, mi gente, my people.
Yeah.
Hate to my people.
That's not.
my
Is that
people.
Saturday or Sunday?
I believe it's
Saturday.
Saturday. Yes. So
Too.
check out Carmen's show. But I just wanted to circle back to what Jeff was saying with Biggie. So I had an opportunity to sort of manage Biggie.
Wonderful.
I was working at a company called 720 Sound Management. We were in this. Oh, we got to share. Okay.
You like.
I like.
Carmen. Hey, Carmen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Carmen. Thanks,
So-
Carmen.
Just very quickly, I had an opportunity to manage Biggie. I was working at a company called 720 Sound Management, where I was running the management company. We were in the same building as the Source magazine,
Okay, yes.
594 Broadway. We were on the 10th floor. The Source magazine.
Chime in, Tone. Chime in anytime.
Right. The Source was on the 5th.
Yeah.
Maddie C.
Yeah.
Maddie C, who used to do the unsigned hype.
Comic Anonymous.
That's what's up. We got
There you go. Thank you, Colin.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Maddie C, who used to do the unsigned hype column. And
Right.
for y'all don't know, a lot of major artists came out of the unsigned hype column.
Yeah.
You know, not only Biggie, Common,
Big L.
Big L, DMX, Mob Deep.
Well, you gonna fight with me because
So-
I love them. I
just
love
saying,
them.
but Matty C at that time, and we're talking early '90s, his unsigned hype column is what was shaping a lot of a lot of
landscape,
labels.
yeah.
Right, it was shaping the landscape. So Matty met with me and said, I want you to check out this new
Are
artist.
you gonna talk about how you passed on Biggie again?
Hold on a second. Maddie told me I got this new artist. See, Rob is leaving.
No, I'm gonna
Where you going?
All right.
Oh.
So Maddie told me he had this. There's a new artist he's putting out or in unsigned hype column named Biggie Smalls.
Right.
And he asked me, do I have any more space upstairs? Because at the time we had a full management stable. And I said, no. I said, we don't got it. I said, we're pretty full. So I said, you may want to try Patrick, which means Patrick Moxie, who owned Empire Artists Management, and he managed Gangstar.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
At the time.
Okay.
And I said, you could try Amanda, who is Amanda Shear. Amanda Shear at the time, she had Rakim, but later on she wound up managing Cypress Hill and House of Pain.
Right.
Right. So, but later on that night, he went to the Puffy party or the party or what have you. Got in touch with Mr. C and Puffy, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man, that's a big thing with. I follow his story, and unfortunately, I think what happened to him was what happened to him, and I have my feelings on that. I don't know, since you guys this is a hip hop show. I don't know if I can say that, but
No, you can.
I really believe
This is the real discussion, baby.
Puffy
This is the real discussion.
I really believe he has something to do with this guy's
Well,
killing.
I'll tell you this. I mean, I've been in the music industry 30 years.
Right.
My uncle and my godfather has been in it 50.
Okay.
So, with what happened, so I say that to say, with what happened with Biggie, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people
Right.
that's very close to the situation. And a lot of things are very questionable. Still very questionable.
So do they.
I believe the government, to tell the truth, with all these people, all these killings and stuff like that, I believe that there have been a task force somewhere
Well, it was
that's been tasked to make sure we don't have another Martin Luther King.
well, I'll tell you this. And
I love this topic. I'm glad I came in on this.
And this has definitely been proven. There's been a New York a NYPD task force for hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop police. Yes.
Like,
yes.
where this particular task force would literally go out to the different events and do surveillance on the different hip hop events and different hip hop artists and feed that info back to the FBI. Like, I know that for a fact.
Right. Right.
Look at Robin's face.
No, I mean,
No, I think honestly, the rise of our next, black person, our next Martin Luther King.
there is no next one.
There is no next one because I feel like anybody that rises to the top, right, of black influence, they either bought out or removed themselves.
So,
look at
wait, stop. Why did King get killed when he got killed? What was he talking about? Because when he got killed, he was not talking about the plight of the black people. What he was talking about when he got killed was how to unite poor people together.
Right.
The proletariat.
Everything was love. Everything for him was love.
No, it was not only love, but it was about how he saw something. Something between 1963, 1964. He saw something that he figured it out. He got the key. The key is, if you tell a person that you're being oppressed on purpose, and everyone has that in common, then you have to rise up against your master.
Right.
Okay? And that's why he got killed. That's exactly why he got killed. They harassed him about his dealings with white women, as he was, with Coretta. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about, a black thing versus a white thing. It was about how all people are kind of, because he appealed to people's morality under the Christian tenet.
Right.
Okay.
Understandable.
I know what you're doing. Okay.
You get what I'm saying
I'm
to you?
Christian. I'm a down for Christian.
Everybody who was a Christian understood
Yes,
the
definitely.
David versus Goliath narrative.
Absolutely.
You couldn't do it in a black and white sense because white people were also who were poor
Yeah.
were also impoverished as well.
Right.
You couldn't use that narrative after a while. It's
Right.
over.
Right.
The boycott was done. They integrated. Now, while white people all of a sudden on the outskirts of all of this progress of black people, he said to them, "It's all about you too."
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, look, when he heard LBJ say, all you got to do is convince a poor
That's
man
right.
that you
A
could
poor
take
white man.
Right. Well, Martin Luther King busted that
That's right.
theory and said, you may be a poor white man, but guess what? You're with the rest of us too, scraping,
That's right.
right? For food. So guess what? We're going to all get together and we're going to pow.
That's what happened.
Yeah, and anybody that raises, like I said, like for like anybody who rises to the top, they end up, getting put away or brought out. Like Al Sharpton. I don't really believe in.
Well, let's go into that one.
Let me move on. Let me move on. I have other
Where
things.
the hell did he stand?
No, let's
Jesse Jackson.
I'm
When's
sorry.
the last time you seen Jesse Jackson?
Oh well, we can talk about
Right.
that too. Oh.
I'm not saying these guys
Oh,
are
I love
not.
this. This is the
I'm not saying these guys
wait,
are
what time
not
is
doing
it?
anything. Oh wow. Oh, we're almost done, right?
Yeah, we're done.
No, we are
too
not almost done.
So, listen.
So I'm not saying these guys have not done anything. I'm not saying that, right? But there is something called a convenient black.
Of course.
Let me hear
Right.
talk about that.
So the convenient black is like
What is that?
the convenient black is the person that rises up, right, at a convenient time, right? When we are, when something's happening for us, right? Let's just say for a fear. What was that? A mic.
MC Sticky
He says,
says.
"Keep going." Right?
Torres, I
So
want to
when
give a
something
shout
is
out.
happening to us, right, that reaches the airways, reaches the news,
Absolutely.
he pops up, right? But there's a lot of things that
Who's
happen
paying
to us.
him though?
There's a lot of things that are happening, right? That doesn't reach the airway. That doesn't reach the where it can be, discuss, popularity, right? It doesn't go on the news, right? So those things, he's not there a lot of the times, right?
Well-
and when he does speak, it seems like he's either timed or scripted.
Well, yes.
Scripted.
See, so.
A poverty pimp.
Always,
Okay,
always.
Robin, wait.
Yeah,
So-
he's a poverty
so,
pimp.
no.
Let me tell you why.
Wait.
Okay.
When it comes to your point,
I love this show.
We went from Wu-Tang.
to fucking Al Sharpton.
So this is great combo, but no. So to your point, when it comes to a black artist getting to a certain level, now remember when Public Enemy?
Who I love, by the way.
Never back.
Now listen, I was
Terminator X.
I was in London at Wembley, and it was nothing but white kids screaming,
Right.
"Fight the power!"
Right.
Can't trust it.
Right, and all that stuff. Now, Guns N' Roses. Sorry, not Guns N' Roses. U2.
Right.
You too.
Right.
Bono.
Took Public Enemy out on tour as their opening act.
That's what's up.
You understand? Like, so at that point.
But you got to realize they're Irish, right?
Well, and you understand.
And you know what the Irish had to go through
But I'm
against
just
the
saying
British
that-
monarchy.
But
Right.
you still got to realize that music is the unity in
Right,
the world.
but
Yes.
but
the struggle is universal.
Right, and understanding the Irish history, but at the same time, at that time, U2 was up here.
They were. Remember they did that video on
Right.
top of the roof?
Right. So there was so for Public Enemy
Right.
to be on the opening tour for U2 or U2
Blew your mind.
around the world.
Right.
That's big. That's big.
That's
Yeah.
big,
That's
man.
big.
on the
That's
card,
big.
yes.
Of course.
That's big.
Right.
Right. So Bono already knew the deal.
Right.
Right, so I think that when I find it interesting that after that happened, they didn't do any more work.
Yeah, you know
like
why? You know why? It's the same tenet.
But
you cannot unite the wait. First of all, there's money. There's money into separation
Back
of the
to what you
races.
said.
Right.
There's money into it. Look, when they had that story about the Black Lives Matter movement and how all the money went to what's her name,
Who?
Tamika Mallory.
Okay.
And she bought this mansion
Yeah.
or whatever. No one knows where the money goes. Like, for example, they did that whole AIDS thing, that concert, We Are the World.
Yes.
Where did
All the
that money go?
children.
Where did that
Where'd
go?
that money
Where
go?
that money go? Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Okay. But apparently, that's what I hear. The singers didn't even get paid.
No, and I'm going to tell you something. I used to, well, I still do. I work as a volunteer for the Food Bank of New York City. And I worked at the Food Bank for New York City because I was at a position where I lost my job, I didn't have any money, and I didn't have any food. And they were the only people that were able to help me and my family at a time. And I said, I'm going to pay back. But I realized that when I did go and get the food, it was almost expired. And I'm thinking, why are they not giving people fresh food?
Right.
This is what they do. They collect millions of dollars a year.
Yes.
And I'm getting expired food.
Hell,
You know why? Because those people who run those programs get over $100,000 a year. They get money. Those people at the executive level get money. They get money for nothing. They get money, and they get money to live their lives and eat fresh food. Meanwhile, the money they collect, they give it to people who need food, and it's expired.
Oh, no.
Okay?
I really do. You know, I grew up with the Italian.
So guess what? This whole system about poor people versus rich is a sham. Black versus white is a sham.
Yeah, it's a ploy.
It's a sham. And they can't make money off of it. So you can't put poor white people and poor black people together because it gets you killed.
Yeah.
Ask Martin Luther King's kids.
So, okay. Another angle I wanted to talk about was NWA.
I love that. Let's
Talking
talk
to the
about
mic, Gary.
Right?
Talking to the
Pick it up.
Another angle I wanted to talk about was NWA and how Axl Rose took to NWA. Right? And
fuck the police.
But you know what? I wasn't really a big fan of them to begin with.
All right, and
never was.
And at the time, Guns N' Roses was the biggest rock group at the time. And ironically, again, you know, NWA was opening up for Guns N' Roses on the world tour, and then after that, everything.
Yeah, you got to think about something.
You know,
You got to think about
fell
something.
apart.
Artists love pure art.
Right.
Right? It doesn't matter what spectrum. You could draw real well,
Right.
or you could sing a good song. When you are artistic, people gravitate to that.
Like Marvin Gaye, who's his birthday today too, right?
No, it's not Marvin
not
Gaye's
today?
birthday.
No, okay.
So what's going on, the album, debuted at number 1 today.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
So
I stand corrected.
So what's going on was what was happening as a result of the Vietnam War.
Right.
And because Marvin Gaye was on the pulse of the social, political, movement.
Yes.
That was going on, and he made an album to reflect the times. And at this point now, on May 21st, I don't know if it was 1969, the day I was born, but that's what's going on hit number 1. I think he either released it or it went number 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard the album.
I have not.
Well, I advise that you do.
Okay.
Because everything that's happening now, especially with Israel and Palestine right now.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Very disgusting.
Carmen says, "Preach, girl."
That's it. It's my birthday. I'm gonna say what I want.
You know what? It is your birthday. It's also Cher's birthday.
No, I'm saying that
T?
what's happening now politically, he was able to harness that into an album, a body of work.
Right.
And if you have not heard that album, I gift that to you.
Okay, wonderful.
I would love for you to hear what's going on as an album so that you can be acquainted with the genius that is Marvin Gaye.
Definitely.
Yeah. And what he's trying to say to you in this album, nothing changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Power is in the hands of the people who have the most guns.
Yes.
Really?
And Israel.
Or who has the highest virus to spread across the world.
No. Hold on. I found out, I didn't know this until I saw Kwame Brown, that when Nelson Mandela was released from prison and ran for president, you know that the apartheid group, the whites who were controlling the company, you might as well say that.
Dick
but
Clark and them, yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
The moment he became president, because they had nuclear weapons.
Oh.
South Africa had nuclear weapons before Nelson Mandela became the president. When he became president, they withdrew from the nuclear weapons because they didn't want a black person to have it.
Yeah, that's yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
They did not want an African nation that was independently run to have power.
Right.
Just think about that.
Are we that scary?
Yes.
Us black people, are we that scary?
Let me tell you
Yes.
something. I am a Puerto Rican in the corner here, and I got 3 black people in front of me. I'm scared as hell.
No. You think about it.
Was it the Wu-Tang thing?
No. If you think about it, no. White people have it right.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
Because
Do they have it right or do they have it first?
no, they got it right.
Good point.
No. I'm gonna tell you this. For all the atrocities that have been perpetuated on brown people and black, they believe that if we sought an eye for an eye, that this would be a problem.
Oh
for
yes,
them.
absolutely.
I think that on the
Absolutely.
chessboard, they felt like we can't give you the same ammunition against us.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
If we think like you think, we're not going to give you anything to use against us.
Right. Because they will lose.
So why would they even bother giving us the capability to do it?
Makes sense. If that
And
whole
black
divide and conquer
people,
thing
black
works.
and brown people are forgiving people.
Yes, too forgiving.
Yeah.
But they don't look at it at face value.
Right.
They look at the person looking for revenge.
Well, you know what?
Carmen says she's gonna have you run for office.
There you go.
I think Rock said that a couple of shows back. Robin running for office.
I'm not running for office.
You should. Yo, Rock, what do you think? Rock, what do you think? Should she run for office?
Man,
Should she run for office? What do you think? Talk to us.
Well, she talks a good game, you know what I'm saying? She talks a good game, but you know what I'm saying? Let her do her thing. Let her do her thing.
You know, Robin.
She's on the show. She's saying what she gotta say. You know what I'm saying? What does she gotta say? It's her birthday.
Okay, all right. So you know what, Robin? Do your thing, girl.
That's what I'm gonna do.
No, don't do that because it's empty.
Look, this is almost gone.
Oh my God.
So listen, I gotta say something.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna pull. Like, wait.
You hear that? Ooh,
It's only a drop.
ASMR. The microphone picked that up. It was beautiful.
Yes, I love that.
That was
Nice,
funny.
nice
Wait,
chord.
what's the chat
was
room
funny.
say? What's the chat room
All right.
talking about? Bobby
Bobby said
Cohen.
you got my vote.
Oh,
Right?
Bobby.
Carmen says hell yeah. Keep it going. Yeah, Bobby definitely gives me that vote.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you what I'm excited about this week.
Come on, bring it on, girl. Let me hear you.
So this week, I'm excited about Kwame Brown. He is my man
Yes,
of the people
yes.
this week.
He came up on the topic a lot today. So let's
Let's go into it.
right.
Go get it. Go get
So Kwame Brown was a first draft pick from high school. He was the first #1 draft pick to be picked from high school to go into the NBA.
it. Okay.
Now he was drafted at the time by the Washington Wizards,
Okay.
who was coached by Michael Jordan at the time.
Right.
Right.
So when he got drafted, Michael Jordan really didn't want him. He was trying to win. So he wanted to bring his own guys in from other leagues,
Right.
other
Yeah.
teams, seasoned veterans. And if you ever watched the Michael Jordan, what's that documentary?
I know you. The one that was on.
They talked about how horrible he was.
Yeah. Yes.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
Even as a leader of the team, he was terrible. He would beat you down. It's terrible. But he was #1 in the world at the time.
Right.
So he drafted this young boy at 17, 18 years old. Didn't really want him. Okay? So when he drafted him, he kind of like broke him down mentally and had people believing throughout the league that he was a bust. Now, this dude subsequently played for 12 years in the league. But his story's a footnote, and people use this as a example of what like a failure is. Now, that was in 2001, 2002. It's 2021.
Right.
They've been talking about this guy as an example for 20 years.
Wow.
He never said anything.
Right.
He kept it quiet, kept it cute. Until Matt Barnes and Stephen Jackson did a podcast
Right.
called All the Smoke. So when they did the podcast called All the Smoke, they brought him up as an example of what a failure is, a bust.
Right.
And he decided he had enough. He came out on YouTube and started his own page and addressed it.
Right.
And when he addressed it, they were not prepared. So to me, Kwame Brown is a hero because of the people who have been bullied, who have had to take it, right? And decide that they're going to speak up.
Right.
This is what's going to happen. But more than that, he said about Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
Yes.
because he says, you've been talking about me, a 17-year-old boy, a boy who had to go into the NBA and deal with politics
Right.
that had nothing to do with him.
Right.
And if he was another kind of person, he would have broke him.
Right.
Right.
But he said, you know what? I did what I had to do. And because of that, he's listening to people talk about how he's an example of what a failure means.
Right.
And that's not the legacy he wanted to leave. He has kids.
Right.
You understand? That have to listen to this. He played in the league for 12 years. He said to Stephen A. Smith, I cannot believe that they gave you a job to talk
To
about.
talk crap about me. Yeah.
Right? You don't even have the stats. You ain't even been in basketball as long as I have.
Ouch.
Not only that, but you've been talking things about black men.
He
says if you don't talk about black men, you wouldn't have a job.
Wow.
Okay. Then.
Okay.
Facts.
Right.
All of this is an attack on black men. There's a lot of white players that do a lot of things.
That's true.
That don't get talked about.
Very
They get
true.
swept under the rug.
Very true.
Because you have a master.
Ouch.
No, I watched.
That's facts.
I watched.
Facts.
He's been on his show, like on his live, for 6 days straight. And anybody who comes up and, because he realizes now that Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson have a network of people in the business that are spreading things.
That's right.
And he's addressing them too.
Yeah.
He goes, I am my mother's son. I'm not going to let you talk about my mother's son. Right. He says, I bought my mother a house at 18 years old. He says, I lived in a trap house. He says, I saw my mom face down on the floor before I went to school.
Right.
They put me in handcuffs and, on the couch.
Right.
He says, and they were nice. I had to get up. I didn't even get up. I didn't sleep. And I had to go to school. And I worked my ass off to get in the league from high school. He says, but you guys are the arbiter of chaos.
Chaos.
No.
Yes.
He said because he was talking about Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and he was like, you don't know anything about me. I've been quiet for 20 years, and no one's even bothered to call me in and ask me about my life, and yet you have this narrative of me. I loved it every day. I watched this guy, and he's not even mad or anything, but he's like, it's not fair that you're taking your platform to paint me as some type of, failure.
Right.
And your lives are, he says, you don't know about me, but I know all about you because all your messiness is in the media. I can say everything that you've done for up until this point, but you have nothing on me except some story you have on me since I was 17 years old.
That's true. I also remember him saying that, it's not sometimes, right now, it's not even about the white agenda to break down the black people. That we have our own people.
That's right.
To break us own down.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So it's what I would take it as the terminology we used to use, house Negro.
Or the overseer.
Right?
The overseer.
So, or the overseer. So it's those people, it's our own people who are bought out, who are paid, to start the controversy and dog our own people. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what the best part about it is? He is not owned by any corporation. There's no one sponsoring him to pull money from him.
Okay.
If he says the wrong thing.
So he has free.
He is free.
He has
free
autonomy
as
to
they
say
come.
what he has to say. Those with a paycheck that can't say anything.
Right.
Who was that basketball player that had the strippers in the background? Is it Paul Pierce?
Paul Pierce.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they got rid of him
Paul Pierce.
for doing something that I'm sure every
And they were
single...
ugly too. He said they were ugly. He said they got rid of him and they were pretty. He just kept his job.
Right, so it's like I'm sure everybody
Gotta have
behind
quality
the scenes.
vagina, guys.
Yeah, quality vagina.
Quality
I love
vagina
this
is
shit.
Just
very
reminding you in
important.
case you
I love
forgot.
it.
Yeah, quality
This is the best.
vagina
I love
is
it.
very
So-
important.
Gotta have.
So
it.
we're gonna wrap this up very soon.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
We should close it. Well, how are we gonna close this?
Well,
up?
we're gonna close
I've
it-
had such a great
Hold
time
on,
for my
We're gonna
birthday.
close it like this, guys. At the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robin. Happy birthday to you.
Let me say this. Let me give you a last word. I am so full of love
Yes,
right
you are,
now.
man.
I
We love
have
you.
no need for anything at this point in my life.
God bless
because I have people who love me. I love them.
Yes,
I'm
you do, honey.
humble. I'm humble. Because not only did I make it 52 years today,
Amen.
I made it to see how abundant
God bless you.
people's love has given me. And I'm not saying this. This is not me like making things up. I actually feel love. And I give love freely because it's a fair exchange. There's no robbery here.
Right.
My life is rich.
All right.
My life is rich, and I have
Hallelujah.
nothing,
Okay.
nothing except
applause for
I have
that.
nothing that I need except new teeth. But
You're beautiful anyway.
I love and people love me, and I love you guys. I love you guys,
Your love back.
and I miss Rock, and
love you
I
too.
feel his love
He's
too.
right here.
He's here,
He's
bro.
right here.
I love you too. I love you too, man. I love you too. You the best, girl. You the best, girl.
No, but listen, everybody who's watching right now, giving me happy birthday wishes.
Yes.
I got to tell you something. I love you guys. And there's a free exchange here. When I came on the show, I did not even think that it would get to this point.
I'm gonna.
Amen.
I got something for you,
So
girl.
good.
No, I didn't think it would get to this point, and because it has, and what a lot of my friends don't watch the show, but now I've adopted all of you as my family, and you know what?
That's beautiful.
And I love all of you, and I got to
Love you
tell
back,
you,
baby. Love
my
you back.
birthday couldn't have been any better. I wouldn't have done it.
All right.
I wouldn't have spent it any other way.
I gotta say, if I just gotta chime in here, Robin, and I guess you know this story, and even Rock will co-sign this. Back in 2019,
Speak to the mic, speak to the mic.
back
Speaking
in,
to the mic, Gary. He's not moist, guys, so he's
Says we
good.
love you, Black Beauty.
Oh,
We got
Tona.
we got another like.
Bobby, thank you.
Back in mid 2019, I think it was June or July 2019, when Rock and I sat down to plan this whole
Right.
podcast stuff.
Right.
Your name was the first name that came.
Yeah.
out of my mouth.
And I gotta tell you guys,
Your
I gotta
name-
tell
you know
I gotta
what?
go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying, your name was the first name that came out of his mouth. He was like, I wish I could find Robin. That was his exact words.
Let me tell you why. And for the people that don't know, I'm gonna tell you why. Put the camera on me.
Oh, good. Put it on me.
So back in 2006, 2007, I met Rock, and we were talking to a mutual friend, Tone. Tone, what's up, Tone? And he wanted me, because he was doing a show, but he was doing it on radio. And at the time, he was doing it in Brooklyn. And he was doing a show that was being broadcast in Switzerland and the UK. I didn't know. I was going through something, so I figured, I'll just do it to get my mind off of what I'm dealing with. But back then, it was no such thing as a podcast.
Right.
Right.
We were just, on the radio taping it, and he was sending it out overseas. And I didn't really know how big it was until they called him to come overseas and, meet the people. Because we had fans. I didn't know we had fans.
Right.
I'm just there just for shits and giggles, really. But back in 2007, that was 14 years ago?
Something like that, yes.
This is before podcasts were really
That's right.
a thing. And I was with Rock doing the show, and we had such great chemistry that it worked. For some reason, we fell away. And it wasn't until I started talking to my friend Tone again that we went and met up at a bar, and Rock had to be, he happened to be there. So when I saw Rock, he said, "You got to be on my show." He says, "I've been thinking about you for years since we did that podcast." Well, not part. Well, you can say it's
show,
the radio show. And I didn't realize how much it worked until I came on the show.
Right.
When I came on the show, we went right back into the same pattern.
Nice.
We just flowed.
Click.
And we flow.
You guys do that
Because
right now.
energy is neither created or destroyed.
Yes.
We flow, and that's how the energy works.
Beautiful.
So when he invited me onto the show, and I met Gary, Esther, or ESP, I decided that, what? I'm going to make this work. I'm going to help make this work. And you know what? This is where we are today.
Well,
and we have a great big family,
Yes.
Yes.
and we love you all.
ever since you came on the first,
Shouts to ESP, of course.
ever since you came on the show, I can tell you, and I've said to Rod, I've had people say, "I like that Robin."
I've heard that a lot too. I get
I
that
like
from my
that
people.
Robin
Yes,
girl.
I get that a lot.
Even up until I guess the unfortunate departure of ESP.
Yes, God bless her soul.
Everybody said, "I love Robin." I mean, I could.
And I remember the show I came on. It was the Cheaters episode.
Yes.
We were on. Now, this is what really got me. So we were live, and I didn't know we were live because when I worked with Rock, we had recorded it.
Okay.
So when I walked into the studio, we were in Brooklyn Navy Yard,
Yes.
and I came up there. They had a beer garden downstairs too, so I made sure I got beer.
Yes.
I came upstairs, and they were like, "There's a caller waiting for you," and I'm like, "Whoa, this is live," And at the time, I'm like, I'm not used to this, But it turned into a very entertaining show. As a matter of fact, anybody want to do the Cheater Show?
Oh.
Let's do the Cheater Show.
Yo, let's do it.
okay,
Let's do it.
I'm
Let's
down.
do it. I'm down.
Yes.
Let's do
And
it.
I think next week Maria Davis is
Maria
coming.
Davis, yes. Maria Davis coming on next.
And
next-
final word, Jeff, thank you so much for coming
Yo,
in.
you did a fantastic
My
job. God
pleasure.
bless you,
Thank
bro.
you so
did a
much
great
for
job.
sharing my birthday with
Yes.
me.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Rock
was
called
awesome.
me and he said, "Are you working tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I'm working." He said, "Oh, it's Robin's birthday. I don't want to cancel the show." I said, "I am calling out of work.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Oh my
and a
God.
I'm
shout
gonna
out,
talk shit."
and a
No,
shout
but
out
you
to
know
my,
what?
a shout out to my brother from another mother. God bless you, Rock.
God bless you, Rock.
I got-
And let's talk about your show, Prospectively Yours.
Let me just do
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go, Gary.
two quick shout outs. So, everyone that's involved with Hip Hop Boulevard, tomorrow at noon, we are all meeting at 1520 Cedric Avenue, which
On
is
the Bronx.
Hip Hop Boulevard in the Bronx.
Nice.
And what's going to happen is we're going to be getting on a bus, and we're going to be helping.
Like volunteer work?
Oh my God! What's the not the Bronx Borough President? Oh my God! I'm having a brain fart.
Not Ruiz.
No, it was the guy that's gonna be good, just gonna be ready for it again.
He's running against him.
No, there's somebody who's gonna be running against us. Yes.
So Hip Hop Boulevard is throwing their support behind a candidate. And I want to say Juan Cabrera. Is it
Yeah,
Jose?
Juan Cabrera. Jose Cabrera.
Jose.
Jose Cabrera. Hip Hop Boulevard is throwing their support behind Jose Cabrera. Tomorrow at noon, we're meeting at 1520
Sedgwick Avenue.
Sedgwick Avenue, and we're going to be traveling around the five boroughs.
Really?
So come on out. And then also next week, Wednesday, I'm doing an interview on IAS Live Music Review
Really?
at 8 p.m.
Nice.
So,
So what's the website they can go to?
for IAS Live Music Review, go to www.icreedupree.com.
I would have never figured that out.
Or I'm going to post the link on my Facebook
Oh
page.
yeah, all right, okay.
That'll work.
For those of you that's my friends on Facebook,
Could you put it on Groovy Track, please?
yes, I will definitely put it on Groovy Track. I actually was hoping
Fernando Cabrera.
Fernando.
Carmen Quinones thing.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you,
Carmen.
Thank you,
So,
Carmen.
Fernando Cabrera. That's who Hip Hop Boulevard is supporting.
Yes.
So we're having a bus tomorrow, and we're going to travel around to the five boroughs. But everyone has to meet us at 1520
Sedgwick Avenue.
Cedric Avenue.
What time?
at noon,
Noon.
right?
Noon, people.
So yes, and as far as IAS Live Music Review, my interview next week Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm gonna post the link on my page so people can log onto my page and watch it, stuff like that. If Rock is better by then, I'm gonna drag him along.
Drag him.
He's fine.
Drag him. Now wait. What's going on with Baba T?
So Baba T, my artist from Australia, he has made it. He peaked at number 2 on the upcoming 100 charts.
Okay.
Nice. Congratulations, Baba T. All right.
He's going to be in the Source. He's going to be in the Source magazine.
What month? What issue?
The next issue.
What's that?
So what's that?
June? June is next
I
month.
believe it's the next issue.
Okay.
And he's also going to be on MTV Next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What we got there? We got a like?
No like.
Hey!
Mariana.
Yeah. So he's going to be on MTV Next.
Okay.
He'll be here in the States in August.
Nice.
So everyone will get to meet him.
I can't wait to meet him.
He'll be on the show here.
I can't wait to meet him.
Bring him by the studio, do a photo shoot.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
See, look, y'all heard it here first. And actually, Jeff, all those the photo shoot that y'all saw with Rock.
They didn't
Robin,
see it yet.
Yes, they did.
When?
They poster.
The flyers. The flyers.
Yeah, but we didn't do the behind the scenes or nothing.
Well,
Okay.
the flyer. So
Yo, she is spicy. If y'all don't understand what she's saying, that was an inside thing.
Yes, I want to see the behind the scenes, bro.
But so the photo on our flyer with Rock, Robin, and myself, there's a whole photo shoot that went with that. Well, the amazing guy across the table from me, Jeff.
Jeff is the man.
He shot it at his studio.
He did that.
So, Baba T, when you come in, I told you, you got your photo shoot. Got your photo shoot.
You got your man, Baba T, and mom.
Everybody, just come by the studio. I got you.
So we are going to close the show.
Yes, we're going to close the show, and I want to thank everybody for joining us today.
God bless
shout
you
outs
all.
to everybody who came in and gave the birthday shout outs. Carmen, Bobby, Tona,
Carmen.
Mariana,
Tone.
Carmen. Thank you.
Carmen.
Eveliana.
Oh, Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie. I don't want to butcher everybody's name.
Carmen's show tomorrow at 4 until 5 p.m.
Yes. Mi gente, mi people.
Mi gente,
mi people.
Be sure to check that out.
And don't
then
forget.
One night show on Sunday.
Right.
One night show, definitely.
And don't forget, we are also moving to YouTube
In February.
in June.
In June.
Wonderful.
And Jeff,
Yes.
your show?
Yeah, my show, Perspectively Yours podcast, is also on Sundays at 6 p.m. We talk about everything men, everything that we go through, growing up, the status quo of men,
Nice.
what is expected of us and what is not expected of us.
I want to be on your
And,
show one of these
I would
days.
love to have you because
Yeah.
I need a female perspective.
Yes.
Because
Oh
a lot
my
of
God,
people are
was he?
afraid. A lot of people are afraid to come to the show because we talk heavy stuff about men. What men talk about, we talk to each other about.
Right.
I want to bring that in the open.
Okay.
I would love to be on that show.
I want to. I would love to have you.
I will come.
Challenge. I challenge people to come to the show. I don't invite people. I challenge people.
Challenge
Yeah.
has been accepted.
I accept.
So you guys hear it there.
I'm going to have my
God bless.
Infinity Stone.
All right. So
Accepted.
Robin is coming. Challenge expected.
With my
all right?
Infinity Stone.
All right. So thank you, everybody.
All right.
We
Good
love you.
night.
Happy birthday, Robin. Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night.